Hey, welcome in everybody. This is the live watch party edition of the FloTrack podcast. We're watching the Berlin Marathon. I am Kevin Sully. He is Gordon Mack. FloTrack podcast at gmail.com is our email address. Gordon, first of all, thank you for hosting me. I am downstairs. You are upstairs. We are awake. We had a couple hours sleep. I see people in the chat who are watching live with us on YouTube right now are already talking about their own plans last night, how they prep for the race. Not if you're watching the United States, the consensus is not a lot of sleep.
Yes, not a lot of sleep. I went to bed at 11:40 p.m. and now it's 2:11 a.m. and I'm ready to watch potentially a world record and an American record. I'm very excited, also very tired. And now this isn't a sponsor. We do have an actual sponsor, but this podcast will be unofficially sponsored by caffeine. So we'll see how we get through the 2 hours, but I'm sure the race will do its justice to keep us awake through these wee hours in the morning from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m.
Speaking of sponsors, we have an official sponsor brought to you by Gooder Sunglasses, purveyors of sunglasses made for anyone who enjoys putting your body through hell and back. All different types of glasses for sprints, 5K, marathon, ultras, trail, and track, all for $25 or $35. Find your pair. The website is gooder.com. $25 active sunglasses for anybody. They're all about fun, fashionable, and functional sunglasses that everyone can afford. No slip, no bounce, all polarized, and all fun. Gordon, what are some problems with some existing sunglasses out there?
3 problems. They can be expensive, sometimes they can be ugly, and sometimes they're just simply over-engineered. But Gooder has a solution. Check these out right here. These are my own personal pair. They're affordable, they're stylish, they're all performance. Free US shipping, $50 or more, 30-day free returns, 1-year warranty, 100% carbon neutral, 1% for the planet. Just head over to Gooder, that's GOODR.com. Grab yourself a pair. Super cheap, but super good quality. I mean, when I have sunglasses, man, last thing I want to do is lose or break an expensive pair. These, very affordable, 30 to $50, even in the $20 range. Check them out.
Again, that website, gooder.com. Go check it out. We thank them for sponsoring the show. We are about ready to get going here with the race. Again, go to flotrack.org to watch races. There's going to be the watch party. We're going to be talking about everything that's going on, the splits. We got some over-unders that we cooked up late last night. Gordon is going to be betting hypothetical dollars on this, not any real money. We couldn't get action on either side, but we're excited to be there. I see Kiro D'amato at the start line getting ready. She's excited. Colt's going to give you a little bit of sneak peek here, sneak preview, but the full race is going to be on FloTrack. Gordon, I guess we'll get into the over-unders a little bit more later, but we are just moments away from the start.
Yeah. Hopefully our 2 feeds are connected. You're watching it on my
Yep.
TV downstairs. I'm watching it on the laptop. Again, you guys can watch this on the Flow Sports app, on TV app, on your phone, on your laptop, wherever you want. Men's and women's race set to go off any moment now, about like 60 seconds away from the start. It's an interesting way they go about it. They do the men and the women's start at the exact same time. Kind of unique way. Sometimes they stagger the men's and women's starts for these major marathons. But Berlin, they do a mass start at 2:15 in the morning here Central Time, but it's local time, 8:15, I believe, in Berlin. You see Kipchoge on your screen. He's ready to go. Look at that. The competitors are even clapping for him and behind him. The guy's standing behind.
Yeah.
Imagine you're on a start line and Kipchoge is just like standing right in front of you. How would you react to like that prep? Like, oh
Yeah.
crap, the greatest man who've ever run the marathon is just like a foot in front of me.
I like the attention to detail. There was a guy drying the start line because the paint can be like a little slick on the official start line. The guy was just with a towel there, making sure nobody's slipping. Again, the feeds might not perfectly be synced up between Gordon and myself, or if you have the second screen going at home. But it's a marathon. Bear with us. It'll all even out here because on my feed, the hands are on the watches. The gun is about to go up, and we are about to be underway. The mayor will be firing the starting gun. And then this 2022 Berlin Marathon will be underway.
Franziska Giffey, the mayor of Berlin. It
Hmm.
looked like almost a little false start there from one of the athletes. I think we're good. Looks like
Good.
we
We're
got a
gonna
clean start
allow that.
here for the marathon.
Okay, no callback here in the marathon. We're underway. Again, if you're watching live, let us know where you're watching from, how late you stayed up, etc., etc. Jonathan says he's eating Oreos. Food options. You wanted to know like people's setup at home, like how they're watching this. They like what do they make? Like are they having some scrambled eggs and they got the TV up? Like what's the did they get up? Are they like laying in bed and throwing the feed up there? But
Yeah.
we're here.
We went for
We made it.
the 2 hours to 3 hours of sleep method where we went to bed 10 or 11 o'clock. Now we're up at 2 a.m. and we're ready to go. And I mean, not much we really can talk about here in the early stages of a marathon, obviously. What they're officially a minute in to this 2 hour
Mm.
plus race. But let's do a little weather update. We need Colt now
Oh,
that he's had his predictions about the weather all week long. Colt, what is the weather actually right now as they run this marathon?
All right, y'all. It held up.
by
Our
the way, shout out to
predictions
Colt.
held
Colt
up,
definitely did not
guys.
go to sleep last night. Colt did not go to sleep last night. I'm just gonna
I'm
guess.
I'm running on fumes, guys, but my weather predictions have held true. It's looking really nice. It's like mid 50s. Looks like it's going to stay right around there. Rain wise, looks like 1%. I think we're good.
I see some water on the ground. There's a little bit of precip. I mentioned the guy starting the at the starting line with a towel, drying things off. I did see a couple puddles out there, but good job, Chief Meteorologist Colt Joyce, getting us set. I want to check in on the chat here. Gino's watching from Chicago, Mimi from Houston, Kylene from New York City, where it is 3 a.m. Noah in Iowa. Mimi says she's doing laundry. Jonathan says he's at his kitchen table with the marathon on the laptop, and we're on the phone. David's watching from
It's a good setup.
Eldoret, Kenya. Yeah, got a lot of option.
I wonder how many people are watching while laying down. That's what I want to know because
I'm
part of me
about
thought
to.
about doing
Got to
the
be honest.
podcast while laying down in bed because I was like, ooh, perfect comfortable position. You get the race on the TV screen. I lay down. I have do the podcast sideways, but I figured I have to show a little bit of proper form and actually do my side of the podcast from the office.
Mhm. All right, let's run through these over unders that we cooked up last night. Kipchoge already separated himself with Adola was up there as well, as expected. A whole bunch of rabbits nearby. Obviously, um, that's what we anticipated happening. But let's go through some of these over unders. What are we looking for here, Gordon?
Over unders. So we did a little bit of debating what we thought would be a good over under here and there. Came up with 6 good over unders. First over under on the men's side, over under 60 minutes and 45 seconds for the halfway split for Kipchoge.
Hmm.
60-45. So that would average out to a 201:30
Yep.
marathon.
Yep.
That's right around near the world record time. 60-45. You taking the over or under for his opening half marathon split?
I'm gonna go over because I think what the rabbits want is a little bit slower than that, and he was slower than that when he negative split his world record. So I'm gonna go over on that one.
Yeah, I'm going to take the over. I don't think he's going to. He knows how to do this, and I think someone more inexperienced would try to bite off all they could chew in the early half, but Kipchoge knows what it takes, and I think he'll be more conservative than aggressive. So I'll go with over as well. I think it'll probably be more like 61-20. I think he'll probably run.
Mhm.
That's what I think he'll be around. Women's half split over under 69-30. I'll put him right at 219 pace.
Yeah, that one I'm saying under. Got a shot of the women's pack there early on. A bunch of pacers. I think they're gonna get after it here. Look out for Rosemary Wanjiru. She got a lot of pre-race attention in addition to Kiro D'amato. This will be her marathon debut. I'm going under on that women's 69-30.
Yeah, I think under as well. I think women like 219 isn't too crazy of a. It's not like that's the world record pace, so I'm going with
Yeah,
way
yeah,
under 69.30 for the halfway split. Um, one over under that's coming up quickly. What do you
yeah.
think the opening 5K split's going to be for our boy Kipchoge? Over under 14:24.
Okay, and that was his opening 5K for the world record, right? Was
Correct.
14:24. Man, well, see, we're already 5 minutes in, so I guess I could extrapolate based off of the kilometers already. But I'm going to pretend I didn't see any of this information on the screen. I'm going to go over. I'm going to go over. Over is what I thought initially.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be over. I think, again, you're not going to break a world record in the opening 5K. So I don't even think he probably even knows what like a strategy for his opening 5K. I think it's going to be whatever I run. It could be 14:23, it could be fast. It also could be a 14:32. Like, I don't think he's worried too much about the first 5K split, but I'm going to
Mhm,
go with over as well. I think it's going to be more 14, like 32. I think he's going to run for the opening 5K.
mhm.
And he's through 207K in 6 minutes. So whatever that math is, there's one, whatever 3 more K to that. That's what
That's where he's
he's
at.
going to run. So
Uh-huh.
he's got a
Yeah,
lot
he's
of
got
pacers. Look
three.
at him. He's 4 pacers.
Yeah, three up front, one behind him. Adola's in there. There's also pacers farther back in that group of about 10 to 15. So, man, there's more people here at the beginning of this than I thought. Like some of those people towards the back. It's interesting to me that that many people. I guess if you have a chance to run with Kipchoge, run with Kipchoge, right?
Yeah. Get some camera time. Just for 15 minutes of your life, you can just pretend that you are like at the same level as one of the greats. I would do it. Why not?
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, we got a couple more, right? Three more?
Oh yeah, over unders. So
Yeah.
margin of victory for Kipchoge, over under 90 seconds.
I'm gonna say over. I mean, Adola was really close a few years back. If you tuned in early, you saw the video, the little promo piece talking about the Kipchoge and Adola battle. That was a legit race. I mean, Adola was in great position to win, didn't, but only lost by about 14 seconds. But I'm gonna say over.
I'm gonna go under. Why not? Let's see something exciting. Maybe we, see a race of the lifetime for Ordola. I'm gonna go under. I'm gonna say
Mm,
be like a.
another race of a
I mean, he's still
lifetime,
gonna.
a second race of a lifetime.
I mean, I don't think it's definitely going to be closer to 90 seconds than not closer to 90 seconds. So I'm going like really close under. He's going to beat him by like 80 to 89 seconds.
Mhm.
So I'm going with.
All right, we have final time for the win. Wait, what were the other two we had?
Some of them are. We had two other ones. We had who's going to be leading the race through men's 30K. Will
Hmm.
it be Kipchoge, Adola, a Rabbit, or someone else?
I think I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Let's say by 30K, Kipchoge's got it. In my
Yeah,
prediction.
I think Rabbits will be gone. I think it'll just be Kipchoge as well. And then the last one, Kiro D'amato's sock color. We came up with this one last night, or I guess this
Mm.
morning. Black, white, or other. What's the colors of Kira's socks?
I'm gonna say white. I'm trying to look at see if I can see Kipchoge's sock color or really anybody's. Oh, the guy behind him has some pretty bright colored socks. So we may never know the answer to this, but I'll go with white. Does that count? Like, yeah, hope maybe she's wearing compression socks. That'd be really easy, like the ones that go up
Yeah,
to the
she might
knees.
be. Yeah, she might be having tie. She normally wears long socks, right? I feel like she does.
Yeah, she has in
Or
enough
she's
races, and that
yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of people in the men's pack where you could see the color. So, all right, we got it. Those are the those are the over unders for today. We're coming up on the first one with the 5K. Looking at six in the lead group, about are five or so are behind that. But Kipchoge, someone mentioned in the chat how effortless Kipchoge looks in all these races. Um, yeah, it's smooth, man. It is very smooth. Adola's right there to his left. Um, but yeah, that group is 6 with 3 rabbits. They've already separated pretty comfortably.
Yeah, we're basically down to 3 runners. Who's the third runner with them, with Adola and Kipchoge?
We'll get this. Yeah, we'll get this split here soon to ID everybody in that front pack. Um, yeah, it is interesting, right? All the like hype and anticipation and stuff, and we knew that just based on how the field was composed. But then it's like the race starts, like, all right, it's probably down to these couple.
Yeah,
All right,
10
not to say
minutes
so,
in, and a
not
field of
yeah.
20,000 is down to 3.
I mean, maybe. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good runners behind there too. Not to say that the other ones are going to fit in the top, finish in the top 3, but yeah, that's just how it goes, especially when you're running with Eliud Kipchoge. Just tuned in. Uh, check out the pinned post at the top if you want to watch the full race. FloTrack.com. Check it out over here. This is the watch party where Gordon and I will be discussing what's going on the screen. Feel free to comment as we go. As Colt mentioned, weather ideal. Can never take that for granted. So I think we're on to something quick. We're about a K away, Gordon, from the first 5K, which will give us an inclination of just where we're at in terms of this pace.
Yeah, see the weather there on your screen, 53 degrees in Berlin. Good running conditions, about 3-mile-per-hour winds, not too bad. Humidity is a little high. You could tell that from the water on the ground a bit. So might be a little thick, I guess. That's what humidity does. It makes the air feel thick. But I don't know.
It's true.
I think it's good conditions. We'll see what they are. We're coming up on 5K. We're at 4.13K in 12 minutes on the clock. So once we
Yeah.
see our first 5K split, we'll really get a good understanding of the pacing. We did a lot of look into previous opening 5K splits for Kipchoge and see if he's anywhere in that range of world record pace, which we all think that could be tonight or today or this
So
morning.
they had a shot of that lead van, which was showing a projected finish time, and it said 2:00, I think 03 on them. It is interesting how much just information everybody has now, not just the viewers at home, right, who can see that we're at 4.42 kilometers, but the athletes who are running, they're able to look and see exactly where they're at all times. Which I mean, I think in most cases, especially for Kipchoge, it's good information to have because he did those 2 fast time trials in controlled settings. You know, he's used to basically that sort of setup where, all right, if I just sit here, go along for the ride, and then take over at the very end, I'm gonna be able to post a historic performance. But yeah, having that van that close doesn't leave much mystery. You're never gonna be surprised based on a split, and that's showing right now, right at 2 flat pace.
Yeah, we obviously see with the whole breaking two and these like really designed time trial type races, we're doing like lasers on the ground. Just they're taking a lot of the overthinking out of it because now they're just telling you all the data that you need to know in real time. You're seeing your pace,
Mm,
you're seeing everything. So all you gotta do is just like close off your head and just close your mind and then just run. Let
mm.
the someone else will tell you whether or not you're going too fast or going too slow. It's
Yeah.
really nice.
Well,
Down to second
and
pacers.
Kipchoge's mastered that, right? More so than anybody. Obviously, he's an incredible athlete, but the mental component of what he's done is in many ways just as impressive, if not more impressive. Looks like they're going over the split map. Interesting. It said it was at 4.93K when they crossed over. There's going to be some discrepancy there. 14:14 is what they're
No
showing.
way. Wow.
Whoa. Oh my goodness. He's making it worth their while getting up early. So Adola in second, Bellahu um, in third. That is quick. 14:14. As I said, that projection is too flat low, like too flat 003 or so. I don't know. Do you have your pace chart out, Gordon?
Yeah, yeah. So that is 250 per K. It's hold on, just getting the math out here. That's two flat and 6 seconds pace. So it's basically exactly 2-hour marathon pace.
This
Very quick.
this is
I mean,
more
it's only
support to
5K,
your
but
yeah
it's very
yeah.
quick.
I mean, it's faster than I was, or faster than he was last time. This is more support to your theory, right? That you said he's not going to go to Berlin just to get an easy win and just cruise. He's not going to go there to run with the intention of running 205. He's going there because he wants to run fast. That's why you run Berlin, and he wants to potentially uh, give another run at his record. So there's two other people in that pack that are competing the full race that we know of. Ballyhoo and Adola. Again, Adola's the reigning champion, but they probably have to be thinking, "Ooh, is this what I signed up for? Is this what I want?" I mean, when you're running with Kipchoge, you have to know that you're going fast. But there was a version where he was out a little bit more conservative than that.
And so we have an update here on the 5K split for the women. So if you want to bring that up on the screen, Chepkurui, sorry if I said your name wrong, 16:21, opening 5K. 16:21, and obviously everyone there, 16:22s and 16:23s.
Yeah,
I'm assuming D'Amato's in that group. It's a big pack in the opening. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
she's at 16:25 for D'Amato, so she's about 2 seconds back from the leaders. She's on 2:18:27 pace for D'Amato, so way under her American record so far.
Fast day. We thought it would be a fast day. So far it is. Again, don't want to overreact to the first 5K. There's been fast early splits in the past. It's a long race. We shall see. But at least the intention is there. They're not ruling it out after the first 5K. The pressure for the Pacers has got to be pretty high. Although, some of that's alleviated too by having the car in front of them and knowing exactly where to go. I see a couple of them glancing at their watches, but it's almost like that car will tell you if you're slowing down, because if the projected time starts slipping, then it's time to roll. Yeah, but Kipchoge very good at using pacers. They did a lot of studying when they did Breaking 2 and Ineos at the most efficient formula. They're doing an overhead shot right now, and he actually has the three pacers in front of him and then the two other competitors behind him, which you remember the tweak from Monza Breaking 2 to Ineos 159 was they put people behind him because they said that made him even more efficient. And those two guys, Adola and Ballyhoo, even though they are not his pacers, they are serving as those sort of back to marker, like those to help increase his efficiency even more, which I don't know if he's planning it that way, but it looks basically like there's five guys here just surrounding, like creating a nice little entourage here for Kipchoge.
One of our colleagues, Brian Dybel, he's actually in this race. He's sending us videos from the start line because this goes off in multiple waves. So I believe every 15 minutes there's a new wave. And he's in Berlin to run this race, and he hasn't even started the race yet. He's waiting for his second or third or fourth wave. And so maybe we'll get some. I'll send some of these clips to Colt, and he can put up on the ground type footage from our colleague who's running. You ran with Brian. What's he trying to run in the marathon this morning?
He's trying to finish. I mean, he's fast. I just don't know.
He
was injured. If you're running with me, 3 weeks out for the marathon, I'm worried about you. That's sort of rule of thumb that I use. Kipchoge was wearing black socks. I know we were looking for D'Amato, but Kipchoge had black socks for those of you scoring at home. They had a nice close up for us.
So yeah, about almost going on to 7K into the race. Still very early, but looks like the Pacers are doing what they're supposed to do, keeping Kipchoge in form. And one thing I love about the the Berlin Marathon is, I think the course is kind of, it's, I like that it's not like a simple out and back or a simple loop. It very weaves in and out of the entire city.
Mm.
I saw an overview of like the map. I feel like Berlin Marathon is one of the more scenic type marathons that you can run out there. So like if you really want to see a European town, you run the Berlin Marathon. It's like the best, it's the
Mhm.
best tour guide. Sure, you got to train like 100-mile weeks for this tour, but you know, you get a good sightseeing for when you go around the Berlin Marathon.
Yeah. Uh, is this who in the chat mentioned this? Yeah, Jonathan in the chat noticed something that I saw too. Says Adola looks a little taxed. Which can you blame him if we're at too flat face? I mean, sometimes people's faces make them look under more strain than they actually are. But do you think everybody wants to? Kipchoge lost in London, right? Got eighth, but I think everybody wants to be rightfully the guy to beat him heads up in a race. I don't think you want to. It's cool to be, one of the 7 people who beat him in London, but that was obviously a way off day for Kipchoge. When he's at his best, you're obviously not going to beat him. But if it comes down to a one-on-one, like you want to be the guy to beat him. But the flip side of that is just like, I wonder what the mental outlook is going into a race against Kipchoge, where he's revered. It's beyond respect with him, and it's got to be awfully intimidating to be on the line or be in a pack with him, knowing at any moment he can just put his foot down and go to a place that you've never been and no other human being has been.
Looks like we now are able to get a shot of the women's race. Obviously, they start at the same time, so they need a few minutes, like 20-ish minutes, to get a cart cam in front of the women's lead pack. But you look at this, we'll show a quick preview of it. There's a lot. There's a lot of men there integrated with all these women. It's like a giant pack. You can see Kiro kind of to the side. She's wearing high
Oh,
white socks.
White
So it
Sox.
was white socks was the winner there for Kiro D'amato's sock color. But it is. I wonder how this is a very different experience from the Kipchoge experience, right? Kipchoge's 3 pacers, two to three competitors next to him. Here it's just like a mass. It feels like more of a cross country style race for what Kira is going through. Kira is not just by herself. She's probably never going to be by herself for a majority of this race. She
Yeah,
was
and
by
there's a
herself a
big
lot for Houston.
well, and it's not just different than Kipchoge's experience. It's different from the other majors where the women have a separate start because you don't have the situation where the men are running. Now, there's a lot of women in that pack as well too, but the reason the pack is as big as it is because you have a bunch of male competitors in it. That's obviously going to thin out um, as they go, and some of them are running that because they're pacing that group, and then some of them are just men who are legitimately running, 218 pace. 218 is a legit time, um, but it's a time that's obviously within the range of a lot of these men. So yeah, it's tough to sort out now in the early miles of the women's race, but they're out quick and no shortage of company, right?
Man, Odola's looking like he's struggling now. He's fallen off that pace, and it's only 23 minutes into the race.
Yeah, but it's 23 minutes at 2 flat pace. Like that's I mean, how many people can run 60 flat for the half? It's just like this is
It's
crazy
almost as if
how
Adola is like,
aggressive.
"Hey, Kipchoge, you got 3 pacers with you. Like, can I have one to like go like 2:03 pace?
Yeah,
Like, can
well,
you help me out?"
yeah, that's what's tough. Doesn't it seem it's all or nothing? I mean,
Yeah.
there's other people being paced at other races, but there's no easing into this. Kipchoge jumped into the deep end like right away. It's like, you want to run with me? This is what you're gonna do. And listen, if you were him as a tactic, if your goal was just to win the race, you could go out a little slower. But he's just, it's all about the clock too with him, right? That's a big focus, and he's supremely confident as he deserves to be. But yeah, for everybody else, it just puts them under pressure right away.
So coming up on 9K and 25 minutes into the race. Maybe I was a little premature to call out Odola there. He's back. He was falling off a bit, but now he's getting up
Yeah.
to the side of Kipchoge. So it
Well,
was being a little too harsh
you
early.
you might have been premature, but it's like if you're looking at these two guys, even if you didn't know the resume, Kipchoge obviously looks more in command than
Yeah,
Adola.
for
Doesn't
sure.
mean everything, but anybody who was watching from home could have made that call. All right, so first looks like they're getting some bottles here. Oh, there's our guy. He's back. That's Hans.
Bottle
You
service.
remember
Here we
him from
go.
remember from the world record? They have like a camera on him this time. He was
Oh,
so good last time. He's got his own camera. Yeah, he was he became famous last Berlin Marathon because he races from station to station, gives Kipchoge the bottle, um, and he nails it. Like he really goes for it, and he celebrates every achievement, every successful passage of the fluids to Kipchoge. So
he has a
we got a
GoPro on his helmet.
dude. We got a Hans cam this time.
Hans
That's
cam.
awesome. Yeah, we did a video back on this last time. We were so impressed.
You know what might be like the best view of a marathon is being in the passenger seat of the car that has the giant clock on it.
Hmm.
You just get to listen to music. It's air conditioned, perfect temperature, and you just have a front view with Kipchoge for the entire race. It's probably a cool spot. They should like sell that as a ticket, like a VIP ticket to a marathon. You get to sit in the passenger seat of the, the time car. That would be worth it, in my opinion.
Sorry, not Hans. Klaus. My apologies. Klaus. I just looked it up. Klaus Henning Schulke. That was in 2018. Became famous for how passionate he was. Klaus. Uh, I recognize him. That's how big that guy was. There's only one water bottle distributor that I recognize on site, and it's Klaus. That's how big a deal that guy was. Yeah.
So
My
I mentioned they
apologies.
went out basically 11 seconds under the world record pace through 5K. He's keeping up with that pace because through 9K, they're 22 seconds under the world record pace. So that opening 5K split, they're keeping that pace going for another 5K because we're going to get our 10K split here shortly, and they might run back to back 14 teens here
Mhm.
through the opening 10K.
Remember
Just
on the
wild.
preview show when I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna pick against a world record." I said 27% chance, which was oddly specific. I'm already regretting that. I don't know why. Kipchoge takes one step, and I'm like, maybe he can do it.
Yeah. It's like betting the over in an Iowa football game and then watching the first drive and be like, why did I do that? This is
Yeah,
clearly they're only scored like 4 points today.
yeah,
That's like here, betting against a world record. Then you watch the first 10K, you're like, why did I do that? He's going to break the world
yeah.
record because it's Eliud
But you,
Kipchoge.
well, and you watch him run, just the style in which he runs. You can't imagine him slowing down. It's like, man, he may keep the same pace, but it's tough to imagine him slowing down. But long way to go still, but things are looking good. All right, so we got that split 28-23. Again, they know exactly where they're at because of it looks like let's see. Oh, it's not up on the
Dude, they're
results
running
page yet.
159 pace now. They're running sub 2 pace through 10K.
Yeah. 159.40. This is ridiculous. If he runs
He's going for it.
159, yeah.
He's giving himself a cushion. That's for sure.
Got to admit, I'm not prepared if he runs 159. I don't have any notes on that one.
I did say that if he were to run 159, that would be, in my opinion, enough for him to surpass Mondo Duplantis for Athlete of the Year. I know what Mondo's done indoor, outdoor world records, his multiple 620 pole vault attempts, but like if Kipchoge's running 159 on a now official course, bro,
Yeah.
like that's Athlete of the Year. That's Athlete of the Decade.
Yeah.
Come on.
They should have a split screen with Mondo if he's still on 159 pace at 30K. It's like the dynamic that no one's thinking of in this race. How does it impact the
Athlete of the year.
World Athletics Athlete of the Year. Oh man. Davis says, what was his 10K time again? His 10K time was, what do we have? Gordon, what was the split? I lost it on here.
Let's bring up the 10K results. It was 28:23, which is so fast.
Yeah. Women's, where we're at? Okay, they're showing another group starting.
The women's time should come up in around soon here. We'll probably get a women's 10K split in about 2 to 3 minutes. So
looks
30,
like
30 minutes and a half through the race so far. 30 and a half minutes. Dude, we're
Adola
25% almost done with this race for Kipchoge.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing about Kipchoge.
It's 2:46 in the morning right now. I'm starting drinking the Mountain Dew already. I'm feeling good. I don't feel any signs of tiredness right now. I'm not hitting a wall at all. We'll see how I feel by like 40K though.
You know who's not feeling good? Looks like Adola is starting to fall off the back of that group. Again, do you think even he thought 159 was in the cards for 10K? He probably ran through all the possible scenarios with how good Kipchoge is. Do you even think he was like, yeah, I'm going to need to be like in 159 shape to hang through 10K?
I don't think he was. I also think, do you think Kipchoge is the type of guy who's so confident that he kind of like voluntarily will even help out his competitors, be like, hey, just so you guys know, going out in 28-23, you can go with me. Like, you know, he's so confident in his ability that he can tell his race plan to his competitors just for fun. Like,
yeah. Well, in the marathon, it's not that complicated. Once the rabbit times come out, it's like, well, I'm going to run whatever. The rabbits are going 61. There's only real one way you're going to get to 61. Now, after that point, maybe, and if there's hills and stuff like that in the race, then you could choose to push or not. But in general, it's pretty straightforward. Getting a shot of the women's race. Shep Karuri's up there. Keep an eye on her. She's run 2 marathons total. That's it. Both of them were in Vienna, and she won both of them. There's a lot of experience in that pack. Again, I think Wanjiru though and Shep Karuri are the best competitors to D'Amato, but they're showing the graphic up there. There's just so many people. They're all packed tightly in a group group that's going really fast too. We could see a very deep race here too.
So Kiro D'amato, she went through 10K in 32:43. So a little bit faster, second 5K there. Her pace is now 2:18:03 pace for Kiro D'amato. So still over a minute under her American record pace. 2:18:03 pace for Kiro D'amato. Not sure where she is place wise. We'll have to
it don't matter.
Refresh
it doesn't matter. It's that's a great scenario for her because the time is irrelevant at this point. You're racing all those people because with a group that big, someone's going to be able to hold that pace. Throughout the latter stages of the race. So just race the group and you're going to get the time. That's what it's all about there. Aerial shot here of Strasburger Platz.
Strasburger. It sounds like a good.
I just wanted to. All right, so Adola's still there. He hasn't completely cratered. But there's definitely he's not getting as much of a benefit of the Pacers plus Kipchoge.
They hit 12K in 34 minutes, man. This is nuts.
Yeah.
What is that?
I mean, I don't know. I don't have a good run on 12K times. You tell me, Gordon. What does that mean?
They're still 1:59:30. They're even faster. They're 1:59:33 pace right now through 12K. 1:59:33.
All right, I'm going to say something that I didn't think I'd say.
What?
Is this too fast?
It might be.
Kipchoge likes to say no human is limited, but
He
he
doesn't need to do
posited.
this either. Like, I mean, is he
Well,
planning on
yeah.
dying that much in the second half? Because he
Well,
negative
he
split. Didn't he negative split his 201?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. This is gonna go much like this is gonna go out much quicker for the first half than his world record race. Um, and we've never really seen him. We've never seen him fall apart at all, except for London. And remember London, that was that loop course one, and it was slow because the weather was really bad, and it did come apart in the end. But it wasn't like, oh, this he went out way too fast. It just he clearly wasn't in normal Kipchoge form. But I don't know. I just want to throw that out there as things that I'm going to regret saying in an hour from now. I'm going to put that one on the board.
Yeah, I want to see. Is there like the splits from his 159?
Yeah, you
What
can.
were his
Yeah,
splits?
those
I'm trying to find
those are
those.
all over the
Okay,
place.
so for when he ran his 159.40, he went out in 14:10. In this situation, he went out in 14:11, so he was 1 second slower than that.
Mhm.
Then he went out in 28:20. He was 28:23, so he was 3 seconds off there.
Yeah,
He hit 15K when he did the 159 challenge in 42:34. So we'll see where we are to that
yeah.
42:34.
Keep those handy. Maybe I did see a quote that was interesting in one of the pre-race press conferences where he said something like he thinks that those times that he ran in 159, Ineos 159 and Monza, like those are like legit performances. And so maybe part of his motivation is to be like, hey, I know those didn't count, but like I want to make them more legit,
Yeah,
right? Like
because
you guys
when
don't think
yeah
like which would make it easier as like running fans to explain it to non-running fans if like the world record was like one number
yeah
which it is right now, but there's a world record and then there's the fastest time any human beings ever covered 26.2 miles. And I think the rules are good and I think we should have them. And I do think the world record is 201:39, but I also get his point of like, well, I covered the distance in 159:40.
and
Um,
it's not like when he did the 159.40, he was running on a downhill with like a wind turbine behind him,
yeah, sure.
bro. Through
Y-
13K, he's 40 seconds under the world record pace. 40
Yeah.
seconds, and it's growing.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying though. Like that's why I was like, is this too much even for Kipchoge? I guess we're gonna find out. But if you're trying to put all the pieces together of why he's here, and there could be a lot of different reasons, but maybe that is one. He knows this is the one place where he could make his like a real run again at the world record, and not just to beat it by a little bit, but to beat it by a lot. I talked about before, his it's only 2 seconds quicker than Bekele's best time, so maybe that's part of it. He knows that he needs to get it faster, not because Bekele could get it, but just it shows you that it's in range of other people, and he wants to make sure it's secure for a longer period of time. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Like every quote you hear from Kipchoge, it's like he's not even talking about running. He's talking about like transcendent things. So it's hard to tell what actually motivates him. But when you see a performance like this where he's this aggressive, nothing he does is just on a whim. Everything's orchestrated, right? So he had to have known he was in shape somewhat around this, and it makes me think that that's part of it. Oh, okay, I know I can run a two flat or a 159 on a legal quotes course.
Kevin, do you know anything about the third athlete in that front group with Kipchoge?
Yeah, let
The
me pull up
Ethiopian
his. Let me pull
Baluhi
him up.
Balua.
Be-
How does I'm so bad at names.
Bella,
He finished
Bella
10th
who?
in the 10K in 2019. Apparently,
Yeah, let me
he's only
pull him up.
23 years old.
Adam Lack, Bella who? Let's see. Oh yeah, not a lot.
His marathon PB is 209, and he's going out in 159 pace with Kipchoge through 10K.
Just a classic 10-minute PB is what he's gunning for. Uh,
He did run a
listen,
58:54 half in 2020.
Yeah, pull up his if you haven't yet, Cole. Yeah, let's pull up his profile here. Show people a little bit more about the guy who's really going for it. They're showing the women's splits right now. They're under course uh record pace, which that's 218. What is 218.11, I think. Um, they're well under that. Let me look at this. Women. Wait, what is this? When? Yeah, 218.11 by Gladys Chirono, 2018. Fast year. I
All
mean,
right,
is he going to
bro.
run 159, Gordon? Is he going to run 159? Is that what are we?
I mean, okay, so 15K, because we were going off of like world record splits. We need to go off of his Ineos
159
159
split.
splits. Like
We have pivoted.
that's the new
We have
standard. We have
officially pivoted.
This is a 159 record attempt podcast, not a world record attempt podcast anymore.
Yeah.
So again, he went through 15K in 42:34 when he ran 159. So 42:34. And he's about to hit 15K. He's about 500 meters from 15K now. So we'll see what his 15K split is coming up.
I'm going to believe that he can do it until I see like consecutive, like a full 5K where he's going in the other direction. Until that happens, I'm just going to believe that he can do this. I mean, when he went out in the 2 flat pace for 5K, we're like, all right, just early 5K, stretching his legs, and he just accelerated from there. That under is looking pretty good for the half.
Yeah, it's looking very good. All right, so 15K coming up soon. Again, 42. What was it again? 42:34 is what he ran. It actually was when he ran his slowest 5K split was between 10K and 15K. When he ran
in the world record race. Yeah.
In the 159 race, his slowest 10K, his slowest 5K split was between 10K and 15K. When he did the world record, when he did the 159. So we'll see where that compares here.
Another successful exchange between Klaus and Kipchoge. Those two are in sync. Adola, he's off the pack. He's officially
Adola's gone.
Off the pack. So
there are 2 men left. Two men left. And the 3 pacers. There's Adola falling off.
Yeah, Bellehu is there. Adola could catch Bellehu. I don't think he's catching Kipchoge.
Kevin,
I'm feeling pretty good about that.
All right. He is running faster than he did when he ran 159.40. He's a second faster than that pace right now. He went through 15K. Today, he went through 15K in 42:33. When he ran 159, it was 42:34.
This is insane, man.
He's running a second faster than his 159.40. He might break 2 hours. We need to have a 2-hour reality meter. Like 538 does like election prediction, whatever. Like where are we right now on sub? Where are we right now on world record, and where are we on sub 2?
Well,
what's our percentage?
Well, I think world records at like 85%.
Okay,
like you had it at 50. You had it at 50-50 before the thing started. 51, I was lower.
51%.
Sorry, yeah. The needle's been moving towards the yes side for a while now, into the 80s. And you're saying sub 2, and he's on 159.30 pace, right?
Yeah, 150. He's sub 159.40.
I mean, 50-50 at this point.
We're on 50-50 sub 2 right now. That's wild.
I mean, that's not a scientific metric, but I don't know what else to say. Again, I need to see him like starting to slow at a certain point. Maybe that's a tad optimistic, but it's a lot higher than 0, which is probably what most people would. If you put a poll out that said, what's he going to run, 202 or slower, or slower than the world record, or somewhere between world record and 2, and then you had 159 or faster. I mean, I'm sure some people would have clicked on 1:59:40, beating that time. But like, come on, no one actually thought that that was in play.
Yeah. Maybe Kipchoge knew this whole time. Maybe he just knew. He's like,
No, I 100%. I think he knew. 100%. I don't think he woke up this morning. I don't think he's improvising right here.
well,
Right? That's not
no,
like
of course
that's
not. Yeah.
not in his that's not in his nature at all. He does not have the improvisational flair to pull this off. And that's, again, maybe the second half, this quick pace will catch up to him. He is a human being, and even though he says no human is limited, maybe he'll slow down. But I think all this right now is by design. I think he knew that he was in this sort of shape, and that's why he's going at this pace. The rabbits are going to follow what he does. By the way, because what did they? I mean, was it all a head fake? What did they say they were going to run? It was because when we put the line, it was 60-45, and they said they were going to go. What was it? It was like 60-50, wasn't it, or 55 or something? It was whatever it was. It was slower than 60-45. They're going to go faster than that by a lot.
They might be sub 60.
Yeah, well, of course, if they're on 1:59 pace, they're going to be sub 60. But like, what happened? I don't think he called an audible at the line and say, "Hey, guys in the striped shirts over here, huddle up. I'm feeling great. Screw it. Can we run the 1:59 play? Let's just get the 1:59 play going here." Like, I don't think he did that. I think he knew this was the intention all along.
Dude, and I know
I feel bad for
the
Adola. I just
Ethiopian
want to
guy is
say.
staying with him. Well,
I know, but I feel well. And I preemptively feel bad for that Ethiopian guy because this is gonna be rough, and I feel bad for Adola now, who's gonna try to run 15 miles by himself
yeah.
or get caught.
He's getting dropped and he's still like world record pace. Adola is like right now running like 201 pace and it's just like all by himself.
Yeah. Adola signed up for an impossible task, and then somehow it became harder. Like, this is crazy.
Okay,
There's
now
no way. There's no way he thought he was running that fast. There's no way he thought it was gonna be 1:59 pace.
now this isn't going to happen, but the ultimate, we were talking about this last night. Like, what would be like a scenario or result that would be like the most interesting? Obviously, we're like, hey, both an American record and world record will be a scenario. It's kind of like a dud event, neither run fast. Do you know what would be the ultimate scenario that would be the most crazy? Would be them running 1:59 and Kipchoge not winning that race. I mean, that's not going to happen, but Balua is right with him right now. Looks good. He's young. He's 23 years old. He's kind of
okay.
He's in over his head. He's like, he has nothing to lose. So he has like that kind of going for him. Whereas like, no one's expecting me. So the pressure is like completely gone. Everyone was focusing on Adola. No one was focusing on me. And now he's just like, hey, just see how long I can hang on. I mean, it's not going to happen, but that would be the ultimate scenario timeline where a 1:59 happens and it's not Kipchoge.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Well, and a lesser degree of that is there's a world record and it's not Kipchoge, because Kipchoge is escorting this guy to world record pace, not just PR pace for him. So, right. And that's the other side of this thing too. It's like, if he was truly trying to just defend his world record, he'd go out there and run slower than his world record pace and then kick away in the end and finish it, right? The total prevent defense style, which isn't even a word that you'd associate with marathon running, but for Kipchoge, it's just like, I want to retire with a world record, so I'm going to enter this race and make sure nobody else gets it. That's not what he's doing. You're right. I don't see that happening. In fact, I don't know how many pacers are going to be able to hang out like at this pace. Like, this is going to be really hard. Like, how many people in the world can run sub 60 for a half? There's just not that many. And then how many happen to be in Berlin right now? It's not a large group.
Update on Kiro D'amato's pace. She's not with the front group. She's she's like 15 to 20 seconds back from the lead group, but she's on 2:18:20 pace. So she's not in that front group of women, but she's still massively, ahead of her virtual own record of 2:19. She
Mhm.
went out 15K in 49:11. Her projected finish is 2:18:20.
Still a ton of people there.
This is probably not what we expected here, because when we were talking about Kira, we were talking about you're the top seed, you might be in it to win it, and this race is definitely not playing out how we thought on the women's side, because we thought Kira would at least be in the front group, right? Like, because, but I think Kira's still
Yeah.
running well. She's running 2:18
Yeah.
pace. We
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
thought that
Yeah.
her 2:18 pace would be enough for this front group. But do you think maybe the introduction of all these men kind of making the pace go a little bit faster than some of these women can handle, and that it's going to thin out pretty quickly when we get past the half marathon point? Like, what do you think's going
Yeah.
to happen here?
We still got a long way to go. We still got, and
Yeah.
it might ultimately be a wise decision to lay off this pace because it is very fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're still early stages. A deficit like that, she can make that up over the final miles. She's gonna have a plenty of people to chase, and if the pace was too hot early on, lay off of it, and hopefully they'll come back. The thing is, when you have a group that big, you think, okay, one of them is going to be able to come through and run something fast, especially on a day like today. But yeah, I'm not counting her out at this point. Um, as we go back to the men, man, yeah, those pacers look like they've just been put through the ringer. I mean,
I think it
that's
was,
got to be one
I
of
think it was
pacer for
51
Kipchoge
or eight.
has to. So yeah, so through 18K, they're showing this the stats on the screen right now. Through 18K, they're 52 seconds under world record pace. So they're still gradually taking time off of it. It's gone 38, 43, 48, 50, 52 as the projected time. That's under 201.39 pace.
He's on pace to run faster than 15 than 1:59:40. He's right now a 1:59:37 pace.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was like, I need my personal best to be not on a,
Yeah, that's what I'm
unapproved
saying.
course. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
He's not
saying.
just
Like
trying to break two, he's trying to break 1:59:40.
yeah, he wants the world record to be the fastest time ever run.
Yeah.
He didn't say that. That's not something he said, because if he said it, then all of our ears would have perked up. Would have been like, wait, what? Excuse me? You're gonna run 159? But that's what.
What?
And maybe that's sort of refreshing for him, because those two record attempts, everybody knew, or those two time trials races, everybody knew, right? All the pressure, just time, 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 time. You go into something like this, you take the pressure off a little bit in terms of time, and everybody's talking about 201.39, and meanwhile he's devising the 159 plot. I mean, we're going to see something either way. I think we're going to see something that we haven't seen before, which is he's going to slow by a lot, or he's going to somehow run like either, because even if he goes too flat, I'm going to be blown away,
Yeah. But
which
he's
everybody
found a
should be.
way 50 minutes into this race to now make running 201, breaking his world record of running like 201 flat, feel like a disappointment, because he's showing that, like, hey guys,
Yeah.
I can bring you something that you weren't expecting. It's incredible what's going on right now. It's going to feel real, I think, when we see the half marathon split, because when you see a half marathon split with a 5:9 in the beginning,
Yeah.
we're going to be like, wow. So, and
Yeah.
that competitor, Balua, he looks smooth. He does not look like he's straining. I mean, again, it's still early, 53 minutes in, but this is going to, he's going to get
There's
pulled
two
along with
ways
something
this
incredible.
there's two ways this can go. And
Yes,
they
it's
are
either going to be
wildly
really
different.
bad or really good.
Really
That's
good.
true.
Yeah,
There's no middle.
he's put himself out on a limb. Again, his PR is 209, but he's only 20. Was he 23? You said, yeah, 23
23
years
years
old.
old. We got a shot of Kira now. Put that up on the screen. There we go. Kiro D'amato. Looking smooth, looking good. She's clearly like surrounded by a bunch of people, and she hasn't been part of that front group.
Pacers.
All the Pacers around her, so she's definitely going to have to. That's one of the Pacers. That's Mitch, I believe. He trains in Austin. She's getting paced by Austin, Texas runner. Cool.
Gordon, on a first name basis. That's Mitch. No last name, nothing.
Well, he trains in Austin. It's kind of cool.
Okay.
Flew
You don't
all the way
know
out
his
to
last
Berlin to help
name?
out. I forgot. I know it's Mitch.
Okay.
I think it's Mitch.
All right. Well, okay, so the fact that she's got her own group there pacing her lets me think that like she had an idea in her head. Hey, we're gonna run this pace regardless of what everybody else does to a certain point, and then race. And for her, that's good because
she has her
still
own
getting the
pacer,
benefit.
basically. Yeah.
Pacers. There was three,
Pacers.
including someone that you call Mitch. But the women up front have their own pacers as well too, and there's a lot of them. I don't. Do we have at the last split? How many women were in this lead group?
About 7 or 8. 7 at 15K. There were 7 women in that front group. So we'll see.
A lot of PRs potentially, because other than D'Amato and Dina Castor, who's entered in this race, there was nobody else sub 220 with a PB.
Okay, now it's looking a little bit like Balua is falling off, maybe. I don't know. No.
He's Bellahu. He's fine.
Sorry.
Well, he's not fine. Something is going to happen to his body. It's not going to be positive. It's going to be the equivalent to you drinking your first Mountain Dew in a few years at 2:30 in the morning. That's what's probably going to happen. I'm just waiting for. Is there 1 kilometer split where Kipchoge is going to like be on the plus side?
Okay, so we're coming up on 20K here. 20K, 56:45 for 20K. When he ran his 1:59:40, he went through 20K in 56:47. So he is 2 seconds faster than his 1:59 attempt through 20K.
Say that again?
He's currently 2 seconds under his 1:59:40 pace through 20K. He's running faster than he did when he ran his. Yeah, this is. We weren't prepared for this, Kevin. We're not ready.
No.
Yeah.
I need to rewrite my preview.
We need to rewrite everything. He's rewriting the history books potentially. And like Kipchoge's not the type of guy who like falls apart. So he wouldn't be doing this if he didn't think he could handle it. That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's why either way, you're gonna see something really out there the second half. Either he's gonna fall apart for the first time. Because I'm not counting London as falling apart. He lost, legit loss, but I don't count it really as falling apart. Or you're gonna see him run a time faster than he did at Ineos, which I don't think we thought was possible.
Yeah. I don't know, this is the difference. There's a difference here, right? And the big difference here is Kipchoge had pacers for the second half of the marathon, right? He had pacers throughout the entire time. He's not going to have that here. Yeah. These 3 men are not going to be able to run with him forever. They're going to have to step off soon.
Yeah.
And so that's the only thing we don't know about is what will Kipchoge look like when he's just him by himself.
Yeah. What if I told you it only makes him stronger because he takes the energy of the people who have been pacing him and it somehow finds its way into his legs and lungs? I don't know. I don't see him slowing. That's true. Yes. But when he set the regular world record, he never really falters. He never really breaks. I don't know. Again, it's going to be a weird sight regardless of what happens here.
I think one ironic thing is the broadcast team decided to implement a world record line to see where Kipchoge was
not being used.
Connection to the world record. The world record line is going to be 2 minutes behind him, around the block, and they're never going to have a camera shot for them to see how far ahead of the world record he is.
Yeah,
because he might. Okay, so 2 minutes.
We're coming up on the half right here.
Yeah.
It's sub 60, as we thought. Is that around 59.50? So the 59.51. So the over.
It's coming through now. Yeah, 59. There,
The under win.
59.50-ish. Whew.
59.51. Yeah. The under wins on that one. Pretty simple math there. So 159.42 pace. So he's slower than 159.40. Gordon.
I guess he is. But he
That's
did.
that's incredible.
This is insane.
That's incredible. I want to paraphrase my son. Am I dreaming right now? Solid dream.
Kevin, I'm really happy that we get to share this moment together. I'm happy that us witnessing history, we're doing it here. It's 3:16 in the morning. For all of you who are up right now, especially on the East Coast, it's 4:16 on the East Coast, 3:16 here, Central. West Coast, it's only 1:16, so you're still good. This is worth the drowsy Sunday we're gonna have when we go to bed after this. But this is insane.
Drowsy. Drowsy is one way to put it. I hope you didn't jinx him there. I hope he doesn't just like turn it off and run a 67 second half.
I mean, yeah, maybe. This is incredible. It's just like we know Kipchoge doesn't fall apart, so like the odds are heavily in his favor right now. Heavily.
Yeah, I think that world record, the 201.39, with every passing step is getting more and more certain. Yeah, the 159.40 I think is tough. I think it's tough at this point for the reasons you mentioned. Not having those people. That last 10K is going to be tough, and if he's dead even with that right now, it's going to be tough. I mean, he's accelerated in the past off of the second half, but certainly the world record is in danger.
Yeah, when we talk about the world record, it did seem kind of weird that the greatest marathoner to ever live only has a world record that's 2 seconds faster than the next best person. So
right, but that next best person is who had the day of his life. We know now, and is also was the former 5K, 10K record holder and one of the greatest runners of all time too. So
yeah, but he did it not in his prime.
Well, no, I would argue for that 1-2 hour stretch, that was Bekele's prime in the marathon. Everything else in the marathon was never that good, but he got it right on that one day, and he had a whole bunch of buildups that didn't go well, a bunch of injuries, bunch of scratches, all that other stuff. But it's still Bekele's legit. But you're right. This is one for team. If Kipchoge goes and runs, 2 flat or 159 high or whatever, I don't think it's been like this, but there's a lot of people who kind of chalk it up to the era, right? And the shoes are part of it, and having the ability to be in these sort of time trials. And what would happen if everybody was in certain? No. All that obviously helps, but he's different. Like Kipchoge is just different than those guys, even the best guys of the era by a wide margin. That would a result in the when he improves his world record by a big chunk, I think furthers that notion.
One of the pacers looks like he's struggling a bit. We'll see how much longer these pacers can go.
These dudes ran a 59-minute half.
Yeah.
And they're still going.
And they're keep going?
And they're the pacer. It's just incredible. I'm curious for this 25K split and how it looks. Man, Kipchoge I don't have the words because it's whatever clock. He just shortens the marathon. I don't know. Does that make sense?
It goes by quicker?
Well, I mean, obviously, it literally goes by quicker because he's running them faster. But you're like on the edge of your seat, though, like watching a marathon in a way that you aren't with any other athlete.
Well, yeah, because he's not taking like a 5K here, 5K there off, where there's tacticalness to a marathon, right? Where you kind of like, all right, everyone is together, no one's doing anything. You're just waiting for the race to start. With Kipchoge, the race starts within the first, like 10 meters. A
Yeah,
lot of
you
other
buckle up.
marathons, the race starts like at the half marathon point. But for
Yeah.
Kipchoge, it's the race begins in the very beginning, which is pretty cool. All right.
Producer Colt, how you feeling? Oh, is he
Doing
asleep?
good. No, no, I'm here.
Okay.
I was
We
muted.
thought producer Coleman I took a nap right there. We're like, uh-oh.
No,
I
no,
just wanted to check in.
loving it so far.
We got double box here, leading women on the screen. So that group, I mentioned Shep Kurui, Asefa's in there, Balete, Dessa, Amana, Chibet, Gola, Gudetta. But there's a lot of women in there who are just gonna get enormous personal bests.
Dude, this is so 25K. That's the next one coming up. We getting close to it. And they're showing the world record pace for the women. They're 32 seconds off the world record pace. Uh,
Yeah, that's
Obviously, we weren't
interesting.
expecting a world record here, but it does show that this women's field is going much faster than we thought. Right? We did not, with
Oh
Kiro D'amato
yeah,
being the top seed at 219. We kind of were
yeah. The run,
thinking that you know we
yeah,
weren't going to
that
get
many
this type of
women,
race. Yeah,
that many women running. There's been 3 216s ever, or two.
yeah.
There's been 3 sub 217s ever, and we got a whole. I mean, how many? You got 9 women running that pace. It's early, but this is going to be really deep, and surprisingly so. Again, this did not have the lineup that you'd associate with. Okay, this is going to be like um, top 5, top 10 is going to be insanely fast. This is really quick. Shout
So
out
we're
Ryan
rolling
Fenton
here.
in the chat. Ryan Fenton
Ryan
in the
Fenn's in the
chat.
chat.
Yeah, if you
Uh-oh.
want to ask
Fenn's into the
Ryan
chat.
Fenton a question, or someone has a screen name, Ryan Fenton. Either way, now's your chance to ask Ryan Fenton a question.
Yeah, I think he's in. I think Ryan is in East Coast time, so it's 4:22 a.m. for him.
He woke up just to make sure we're doing our jobs. We're here,
Yep,
Ryan. We're
we're here.
alive. We're still
And we're getting
standing.
maybe a 159. That's why he woke up. He probably had an alarm, like wake me up at half marathon, and then he's like, I don't need. And then he saw, 159 pace. All right, I'm
Yeah.
locked in.
He had like a very smart alarm. Wake me up at halfway if it's 159 pace.
With the new Apple Watch, they have that technology now.
Yeah,
Ultra,
yeah.
the Apple Ultra Watch, they let you know marathon paces, whether or not it's
Yeah.
worth watching it. So
All right. So women are about to 21K. So we're going to get a halfway for the women. Newsflash, it's going to be fast because everything's fast. And then we're what? Where are we on the men? 25?
25K will be coming up soon.
All right. Let's
We did
see.
talk about
Let's
how
see if this
we
pace
want.
moved.
Yeah, I feel like this is the moment. I guess 30K is the moment we're gonna know, right? Because 30K only have 12K left. That's when we know if we're gonna get a 159 or not. I think by 30K.
We'll certainly be able to rule it out by then. I don't know if we'll be able to rule it in.
108.13 for our leaders, the women for the half marathon.
Mhm.
Very quick.
Drew says about Kira's pacers, Cal Neff from Houston is pacing her in a pink Ultra shirt. And then also, according to someone named Mitch is also pacing her. So there we go. We're getting every pacer identified before this meet ends. Nate, quoting Lil Wayne here, says, real G's move in silence like lasagna. Kipchoge didn't tell anyone about a 159 attempt for this reason. Like,
That's a good line.
if I'm
That's very true.
if I'm a Dola, I'm like happy, not happy. I'm like, I think it's kind of cool, but I'm also a little pissed. Like, you couldn't have told me. Come on, man.
Hey, bro, I thought we were running like 201 higher, maybe, or like.
Well, maybe Kipchoge he's mad from that 2017 race or whatever when Adola was ahead with 2 miles to go. He's just like he filmed the promo talking about the last time they raced. He's just like, no. This is not going to be close. We're not going to do anything about how I was behind with 2 miles to go. I'm going to run a 1:59.
I mean, they
Ooh,
showed
look at
in
this. Look
the
at this.
beginning of the broadcast, they had a little feature of like showing Adola and Kipchoge playing chess. If this result ends up the way we think it's going to end up, potentially with the 159, that's the ultimate line of Kipchoge was playing chess, not checkers. Like, he clearly knew something was different. And we're only down to one pacer now, as we are,
Yeah.
400 meters from 25K, down to one pacer. Balua is still there, though. He's still on his, the pacer. Looks like the pacer's getting past now. So, what's that? Basically the 24.7K mark is when Kipchoge took over. 24.7K.
Yeah, and that's the tough part about being this fast.
Yeah.
You run out of people to run with. And the breaking 2 attempts made it so he'd have somebody there. And to me, that was one of the major advantages. There was a lot of other things that went into it, obviously. The weather, conditions, shoe technology, all that other stuff. But oh no, we got one pacer left.
Oh, we do?
We're
Are we
still
sure?
seeing one pacer. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're still seeing one pacer.
Maybe
The other
it's
2 are
through
gone.
25. Okay.
Yeah.
I misspoke.
Unless you're ahead.
Apologies.
Unless you're ahead of me. All right. Oh, now he's off.
So he's
Now
going
we're
through
down to 2.
25K? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that was the plan ahead of time, but 1:11:08.
Oh, almost runs him over.
Yeah.
Okay, 1:11:08 through 25K. When Kipchoge ran 1:59. So he's 10 seconds. He's 9 seconds off his 1:59 now. So he slowed down a bit there because they were 1:10:59 and he was 1:11:08. So he's 9 seconds behind 1:59:40. So he's still sub 2 though, but it's going to get harder now. It's clearly, but you can also maybe chop that up to those pacers were lagging and Kipchoge was just going off of them. And maybe this 5K here is where Kipchoge is really going to hammer it. And we're kind of seeing that already now because Lua is kind of starting to fall off a bit because I think Kipchoge realized like my pacers were tired. It's now on me to kind of get the pace going again. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how Bellehu responds. We talked about how he'd run 2:09, and that's his PB, but that was from Valencia. Someone in the chat though brings up his half marathon PB, which is 58:54. So he did not get a PB at halfway. A lot of people would have gotten a PB at halfway. He did not get a PB at halfway, but he's in uncharted waters here now with just him and Kipchoge. I don't know if he woke up this morning thinking he'd be going this pace for this long, but this is a familiar
ran that last 5K
posture.
much slower than before. They were like 10 seconds. They lost basically all of their pace in that last 5K, but they lost their 10 seconds because they're running the 14:11s to 14:12s, and then they ran like a 14:26 for that last 5K. So we'll see if Kipchoge can make up some of that time between 25 and 30K.
So you're still thinking of it in terms of 1:59:40?
Yeah. He's way ahead of 2:01. So
yeah. Man, the ultimate turnaround here would be if he falls apart and Bellehu runs 2:01:35. That would be a plot twist.
Yeah.
That's a pick 6 right there. That's what that is. That's just everything was going our way, and then it turned. As I say that, Bellehu is in the distance now.
Yeah.
He's getting dropped as they cross 26K. You don't come back on Kipchoge. Yeah.
So what is he about? 114? 114 through 26K.
Yeah, we'll see this next kilometer. See if Bellehu can just kind of stay in range. But this looks familiar. The time unfamiliar. This right here, where it's just Kipchoge tightening the screws at the front. That looks familiar. We saw that in as recently as Tokyo this past spring.
So he's right at 2-hour flat pace right now.
Okay. So he slid back a bit, but
Do you think Kipchoge will be disappointed if he like runs 159 and he still has that 140, that 159.40 out there, where he's just like, God dang it, like he's gonna like hate that his PB isn't official, even though he'll have another sub two.
I mean, maybe, but I think if he improves his the actual world record, I think that's the main goal here. I think. I mean, obviously, how aggressive his pacing was, he would want more, but because you put it at 51%, I think maybe we're underrating how crazy. I mean, he's 37 years old, man. This is his. They just showed the graphic, won 16 of his 18 marathons. Like, he's been at this for like, to still get to be PRing now in 2022. He won a gold medal on the track in 2003.
Yeah,
That was
he's part of
19
that.
years ago. That was 19 years ago.
How old are you, Kevin?
I will turn 38 in May. I'm younger than him by like a couple months.
You're younger by a couple months. Okay.
Yeah. So
How does it make you
he
feel seeing someone who's just a little bit older than you about to run 159 potentially?
makes me feel great. Makes me feel great. Makes me
Yeah.
feel young. I mean, he won a gold medal in 2003, which was my freshman year of college. I've since graduated, had several jobs, gotten married, had 3 kids, and
And he went
one of
16 for 18 at majors.
right, and he just kept going. I mean, it's just incredible, like how long this has gone on. I'm just
See some bagpipers there, playing some tunes
shout out to them.
for Kipchoge.
Give me. Can we throw the women's results up, Colt? Can you give us, or can you throw up the women's results? Gordon, give us an update on the women's side of things, if you could.
Yeah, so half marathon for our leader, 108.13, or just 2:16.25 pace. That's Chepkurui. D'amato, though, she is through half in 109.27. So she's basically a little over a minute back of the leader, but she's still on a 2:18.53 pace. So just under her American record, still flirting underneath that 2:19 time. She had her own pacers, separate from the official women's race pacers. She had her own little American pacers for her
Yeah.
in Texas. So she's looking good here. I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's definitely something we didn't expect. We thought that she would be in the mix to win it, but clearly she, I guess, understood that like, hey, there's no need for me to be running 2:16 marathon pace through half. Like, go out there and try to run the 2:18s, and that's what she's doing.
Brandon in the chat says odds Bellehu breaks the current world record.
I don't think he will. He's going to fall apart. There's no way.
Well, we're at the point of the race though, when you watch this picture and you're looking at it. It's like, is Kipchoge speeding up, or is Bellehu slowing down?
I don't know. It's like chicken or the egg type question.
The Kipchoge illusion, the Kipchoge paradox. Well, we can objectively know when we get the next split. We'll be able to.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so here we go. 2 flat. Oh, Kipchoge's blocking the projection screen on the back of that cart. I thought it said 2 flat, like 16.
He's slowing down. Yeah.
Kipchoge?
2 flat. Yeah. I mean, he's slowing down comparatively because obviously he was at 159.40 pace for a while. Then he was at 2 flat pace. Now he's at 2 flat and 10 seconds. So he's slowing down a bit. But
we're back to where we were with the first 5K, basically, right? Except he's got now 15K to go. There's still a lot of running left.
We may not be getting the 159 that we thought we were getting. He might be getting a 2.
No, come on, man.
That was a
Don't
fun
change
that
the
was a fun, like,
expect
20 minutes, though, when we thought we were about to see something crazy. Like, I wanna live that moment over and over again. Those 20 minutes when we thought we were getting 159, it
We may
was
not
fun.
get the 159 we were waiting for. Yeah.
It's like 3:02 in the morning here, and we're like, "Dude, we might be seeing 159."
Yeah.
That
Am I
was a
hallucinating
good
because of
time.
fatigue?
Maybe
Yeah.
yes. Maybe sleep deprivation is not the best for race analysis of a marathon.
All right, Klaus with another successful handoff. He's fired up.
Yeah, they're slowing down. Yeah, that last K was 3 minutes. He was running 250s. Now he's running 3-minute Ks, so he's slowing down.
All right. I mean, and there's a lot of running left. So even a small, like, you start adding 5 seconds a K, that adds up pretty quickly in terms of overall
Yeah.
time. You still think the world record's gone?
Yeah, I still think he's got the world record. Um, but yeah, I mean,
There,
he found a
Adola
way
found
to
somebody
meet.
to run with.
I thought we were getting, man, I got my
No,
hopes
no,
up.
don't,
It's all right.
don't.
It's all right.
They, things could change. Don't worry about it. Could just be a slower K too. Adola found somebody to run with, so that's cool.
He found a
Like, I
friend.
felt bad for him. I really feel bad for Adola. He did not sign up for that. That was rough.
Do you think they're talking about that? It's like, what were we thinking? This guy's a machine.
Well, especially if Kipchoge slows down and ends up running a 202 or something. He's like, why could he just not have done like 61? Like, why did he have to go? Why?
That's a good point. All right. We're coming up on 30K. We thought
Yep.
who would be leading through 30K. Obviously, it was Kipchoge.
Got that
Won
one
that.
nailed.
Got that one right.
What was the women? Was there a women's halfway prediction?
Yeah, there was. We had over under like 219
Oh,
pace, and
oh,
they
okay,
were way
wait,
under.
yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't bring it up. In the chat, Tag says hire Klaus to teach the US 4x1 how to hand off.
Ooh, that would be great.
Well, well played. Well played. I like it.
We need that.
Also, since Kipchoge never shows fatigue, it's very difficult to figure out what's going on with him. And he never literally slept. Like, you never know when he's under duress.
How many people who are watching Kipchoge run by them here in the streets of Berlin know that he's running like 2 flat pace?
I mean, if I were there, I would feel obligated to tell them. Like, do you know what you just saw? Do you know what you just saw?
I think we're seeing that. I think there's a father talking to his son, pointing at Kipchoge. He's like, "That's
Yeah.
Ilya Kipchoge."
It's the meme. It's the meme with the guy talking to the girl.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the media in there taking pictures.
So
All right.
29K is right now. So he's all right. So he ran a 3-minute K
250.
and then he ran a 255K. So picked it
Well,
back up.
for reference though, do you have the chart there on what 255? Like, what does 255 get you? Like, across the board.
A 250.
Like, if you run 255s from the beginning all the way through, what does that get you? Oh, he's smiling. Big time smile.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought you had Mr. Fancy Excel last night. You were talking about how you can get 80s.
202.
Okay.
202. Sub 203.
So he's running 202 pace right now. That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
And again, still a long way to go. He said he smiles the biggest when he's under the most stress, but that was a pretty big Kipchoge smile.
We'll see what his 30K is. He's coming up on 30K, about 600 meters from 30K.
The world record needle is moving back towards it's dropping. I'll say.
It was at 85% like 50 minutes ago. What's it at now?
68. Unsigned. I can't believe the
They're
New
gonna
York
say-
Times won't hire me. to do election analysts and election analysis. Hey, Kevin, we just got some precincts reporting from Travis County. What do you think? 72. All right, we're almost at 30K. This will be a good indication of where we're at.
I'm not gonna lie, Kevin.
Getting
It
tired?
being 3:40 in the morning right now is starting to hit me. It's starting to hit me a bit.
Just dawned on you.
It just dawned on me. I'm drinking half of a soda, which is really
Keep
bad
going.
to do. But I don't drink coffee. I feel awful drinking it because I don't like the sugar, but I gotta stay awake.
Yeah, it's a one-time thing. Just that there was that 20 minutes when we thought he was running 159, and it made it all worthwhile.
I will forever remember those 20 minutes. Those are great 20 minutes.
Yeah. Not smiling right now. Here comes another bottle. They nailed it. Oh, he got the bottle, then closed the top. That's interesting.
It's gonna run with the bottle.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That's smart.
Fans.
I remember hearing Ryan Hall talk about fluids and how one of the things he learned was instead of just like drinking it all the way and dumping it, like carrying it for a while, like holding it and then sipping it progressively over a longer time. All right, here you go. Here's your 30K, Gordon. 125.40. 125.40 for Eliud Kipchoge at the 30K mark. Lucas points out that there is a car with a projection on it. I know that, but they're not showing us like that angle a lot. So we're relying on Gordon.
So that's 2 flat 29.
2 flat 29. And what was his? Do you have your old projections or no?
What do you mean old projections?
Like at well, I guess at half he was 159.40 pace, right? Or 159.50 or whatever it was. No, 159.42 pace. Now I'm just thinking how much time has he lost?
He ran a 3-minute K, then a 2:55K, and then a 2:48K.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Yep, we're seeing that right now. Yep. Again, some of that could just be the course too. A little rise, a little fall. But in general, he's trending slower to was it 2 flat 20 pace?
Yeah, 2 flat 30 basically is what he's at now.
Yeah.
With
So his Monza time
12K
was what? His Monza time was 2 flat 25, right?
So through 30K, he was 125.11. Here he's 125.40. So he's 29 seconds slower.
Then 159?
Than the 159.40. So he actually has still a chance to break 2. Based on the way he was able to close, he closed really well here. He has a chance, if he can close well in Berlin, there's a chance he could sneak under 2. Based off of
All right, I'm going to look
comparing Kipchoge 159.40 and Kipchoge right now. There is still an opportunity for him to close that 30-second gap to be a 159.59. There's a chance.
Okay, so he was in the world record in Berlin, right? In 2018. He was 126.45. That was a completely different type. Like that one, he went out, he negative split. This one looks like positive split. So 126. Let me read that time again.
So he's a minute 05 faster.
126.45.
Yeah, he was 125.40.
Yeah. 65 seconds. So if you're looking at from that perspective, he's got a 65-second cushion. But again, he closed because he went out in, what was his halfway? I said this before. I'm looking this up. Sorry.
I mean, maybe he'll be able to close equally. Maybe I feel like he might be able to just be able to handle the same type of close.
So 61.06. He was 61.06 at half for the world record. And this one,
he was 59 something.
Yeah.
Let's get an update.
Okay, so that's the women. Now they're showing the course record. So they are still absolutely rolling on that on the women's side of things.
So Kira is starting to fall off a bit. She's now through 25K. She ran 1:22:36, which is 2:19:24 pace.
Yeah,
2:19:24 for Kiro D'amato.
and those women up there are crushing it. Asefa, uh, Gola. Let's get a check on all those.
Yeah,
Chep
the
Karui.
leaders are on 2:16:22 pace.
Dude, that is fast. I mean,
And
Cos
there's
guys
6 of them.
run 214. Yeah, Cos
A lot
guys
of them
run
though.
214, so we don't think about how quick that is, but the list of two people who have run faster than 217. Cos guy, Radcliffe. That's it. That's a list of people who have run faster than 217.
Yeah, and there's 5
This
women here in that group, which is pretty impressive.
could be historically deep. This could be a historically deep women's race,
Which
which
is
I feel
wild
like I
because
say
we were
every
looking at it as
time.
like there was no big
Yeah,
names in the women's field, right?
there
There was
weren't.
a
There
few
weren't.
unknowns, and now like just got to put them on this course, and then they become big names. Maybe that's
Yeah.
what they
Well, a
needed.
lot of them had run for years too. It wasn't like they were unknown quantities. They had run for years and just there's a lot of, 220, 221s, but today they are rolling. That Chep Karui in the blue, she got my attention just because she had only run 2 marathons before. So I thought she had a pretty good ceiling. She's hanging on to the back of that pack. This is gonna be a good race. 4 women in the mix. Got 2 awesome races going on right now. Well, one awesome race and then one race against the clock.
Yeah, you're not. Kipchoge's not in a race anymore. Doesn't count. He's now just what is he doing? What's
Mm-mm.
Kipchoge doing?
He's Kipchogeing is what he's doing.
He's
That's what he's
Kipchoge.
doing. What he always does. That's what's going on with
Kipchoge.
Kipchoge.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
This is
The
incredible.
oh, I thought that was another split for the women. So they still have about 1,500 meters to go until they're at 30K.
I'm gonna be really intrigued to see what this 35K split is for Kipchoge because we saw a little bit of up and down with the random 3-minute K and a 255, but then he was able to get it all the way back down to 248. Um, he was always under 2-minute pace, but then ever since the end of the rabbit, like the last 3K of that rabbit, kind of put them way off pace of sub 2 minutes of sub 2 hours. It'll be interesting if Kipchoge's able to close well to make up for that lost, 7K of running where he was kind of running 202 pace as opposed to 159 pace. Getting closer though. Getting very close. 3:48 in the morning for us. Where else would you rather be, Kevin? At 3:48 in the morning
Mm.
on a Sunday. You gonna say your bed,
Here,
sleeping, or
here,
no?
here, 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 here. No, so I was looking at the chat. I was looking at the chat. I fell asleep for like 3 milliseconds there.
Okay.
In the chat, Sarah Likes Penguin says the important question is how does this impact athlete of the year? Of course, that's in the balance. That could end up being the biggest question answered today. Jonathan says had to get some food, just stay awake. Chris says he'll close and finish under 2. I mean
I mean,
that
that's
would be
what
just amazing. I mean, just a total like
it might
180 at the
happen.
end.
It might happen.
Are you getting every K splits here? Are you has he where's he at? Is he 255s again? 250s?
Here he is. He's back
240?
on the screen.
Okay.
Show the people that Kipchoge's still alive. We didn't see him for a few minutes, but he's still there. 133 on the clock. He's still looking smooth.
Here
32.7K in.
here's I've said this a bunch of times. I'm repeating myself, I know. But like this doesn't really apply to Kipchoge, but like you even in the last 2 you can lose a lot of time. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
and
that's
and
true.
when you go out at 59 for the half, 59 high for the half, like we still have to entertain that possibility. Now, if it starts trending faster, 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 then you're gonna feel good about it. And he's not. Listen, he's not showing any signs of like breaking at all. But I'm just saying, mere mortals, of which Kipchoge is not one, can. Okay, that says 2:53 last kilometer. So you can lose a lot of time in a short amount of distance in the marathon. I'm not breaking any news to anybody who watches the marathon.
2:53 is good. I mean, because when I saw the 3-minute K, I was like, whoa. But I think he only did that once. Like, of the 42 Ks that he's going to be running, having 41 of them be under 3 minutes and only one of them be 3 minutes, I think that's translating pretty well. So he's 134.23, right?
Yeah, it said 45 seconds under world record. So if they did put the world record line on there, the world record line's like catching him. It's like slowly like creeping up, but it's still.
So right now he's
45 seconds.
on 2 hours and 40-second pace. So he's still slowing down a bit more.
So it's under a minute now. It's under a minute.
2 hours and 40 seconds is what his pace is.
Yeah. So
his body language looks good. He looks like he still has a pep in his step. Looks like he's bouncing.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It doesn't look like he's
the only time I saw him really straining. The only time I really ever saw him straining, other than London in the end, which was, again, it was weird. It was like a loop course, and you didn't really see much of it because like they just kind of all took off. It was somewhat tactical. Was at the end of the end of Monza, not the end of Ineos. End of Ineos, he's like pumping his fist and like jumping. Like the end of Monza was like when the only time I really showed him straining. Now, obviously, he's been in pain in all these races, but he holds himself together so well. So he's got to be, if you ever see any sort of outward show of stress, it's because something really went wrong. But he makes you believe that he's just like a machine because of just his outward expression and just the fluidity of his stride, I think.
Kipchoge would be a good spokesperson for a car commercial. Just look at that shot. It's just like him and a car.
Yeah.
Running next to a slow moving car. His form is so like perfect. I mean, we talk about this. He's literally what's the word?
Paragon.
Paragon? No. What does paragon mean?
Prototype?
Like perfection.
Okay. Yeah. Paragon.
Which
Paragon?
one?
That's not a word. Paragon's a word?
Yes.
It sounds like a type of shape. Like you have a pentagon and paragon.
No, here. I Googled it. I know I'm tired, but I know words still. A person or thing regarded as a perfect example of a particular quality, or a person or thing viewed as a model of excellence. That's what you want to say?
Kipchoge is. Okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. But paragon wasn't in my thoughts. But I guess I'll now use the word paragon moving forward.
You're making me doubt my I was gonna say intellect, but that's really saying too much. Anyway, okay. Reset. Here we go.
34K in. Less than 8K to go. We got a cross-country race here for the remaining 8K for Kipchoge.
Speaking of cross-country, let's get some Dellinger results. No.
Cowboy Jamboree, NAU.
No.
Save that for the Tuesday pod or Wednesday pod. For those who don't know, we're not doing a pod Monday because we're going to be sleeping. So the next pod will be on Wednesday.
Yeah, we can talk about that later. Let's talk about Kipchoge running. We can talk about the schedule later. People are guessing what word we're supposed to say. All right, I want a 35K. Can you get some 35K analysis here?
You want some 35K analysis?
A good game to play would be like, is he slowing down or is he not? Because like he's very deceptive. It's hard to figure out sometimes. Like, is this like he almost could look the same running a 2:45K as he could running a 3K, 3-minute K. There's the smile again.
Okay, so at 33K, he was running 2 hours and 40-second pace. That's 33K. Coming up on 35K. So we'll have 2Ks under the belt when we see him come through here. He's about 300 meters away from 35K. And we'll get that split.
Well, shout out to Jim. Put some splits in the chat here. This is 5K splits to 30K. 14:14, 14:09, 14:10, 14:12, 14:23, and then 14:32.
He makes 14:32 feel like a disappointment. It's like crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine running a 14:32 at any point in a marathon. It's like insane.
Or any point anywhere.
Or just just a 14:32 5K.
Yeah. I think most people, if you showed them Kipchoge running, but how long could you keep up with this guy? Everybody would just like vastly overrate their ability to do it. Like, nope, not even a 200 probably for most people.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Across
35K.
the 35K, Matt. That was a 253. So he's 140.10. 140.10 at 35K.
So slowing down still a little bit more. 2 hours and 45 seconds. Where is that now?
2 hours 40. So what was the last 5K then? Do you have the last 5K? What was that split is basically what I want to know.
I'll tell you. So he 14:30.
Okay, so it's pretty similar to his last one though, because it was 14:32. I'm looking at his world record race, 2018 race. He was right at basically 141 flat. It says so. He's still about 50 seconds up on that. Again, though, he was closing hard.
Yeah, and then when he ran his 159.40 at 35K, he was 139.23.
Yeah.
So he's about 50 seconds. So he's like 50 seconds faster than the world record pace and 50 seconds slower than his 159.40.
Yeah, he's in that sweet spot there. I wonder,
cut, your PB between your world record, between your world record and your PB. It's not bad. Getting halfway there between 201 and 159.40. Get halfway there.
Yeah, well, it gets you in the two flats. But so once again, what's the projection? 2:00.
2 hours and 45 seconds.
Okay. So he's still, what would that be? It's like 54 seconds. 54 seconds to play with on the projection.
Yeah.
Man, on the women's side,
they're moving.
You look at the world record gap, it's like 30 plus 32, plus 35, plus 30, plus 24, plus 23. Yeah, they're cruising up there. This is going to be
There's 3 women who are running
side.
sub 216 pace right now.
Yeah.
230K.
So that's a Cefa up there, Taijest is Cefa. Then you have another Taibesh Abacheyu, and then I'm guessing that's Gola. Yeah, it's got to be Gola in there.
Kiro D'amato, she ran her at 30K. She's kind of slowing down here. She ran a 17-minute 5K between 25K and 30K. So she's currently, her pace is now 2:20.03. Still incredible, right? 2:20.03. Within a minute of her American record. But she started off hot in the 2:18 pace, then she was in the 2:19 pace, and now she's down to 2:20 pace.
So that lead pack, Acefa, her PB is 2:34. Abacheyu, her PB is 2:22. And Gola, her PB is 2:20.50. And Acefa and Abacheyu the goal, they're all like at 216. I mean, as of 30K, they're all in 216 flat pace. So one's run at 234, one is run at 222, and one's run 220.50. That's yeah. This is going to be if this gets anywhere close to holding, this is going to be absolutely nuts. Again, 214 is a world record, 215.25 second best, and then 216.02. So they're running right around what Bridget Kosgei did in Tokyo, faster than Mary Keitany's run. Like these, you have 3 times. You're gonna have potentially 3 top 10 times in history if this holds. And then behind them, there's not that much of a drop off right now either, because Rosemary Wanjiru at 30K was running 216.21 pace, and then Jeb Karui was running 216.23. This is insane. The top 6 on 216 mid pace through 30K.
A lot of things we didn't expect coming around here now. All right, that's what we're seeing here.
When in doubt, assume it's going to be really fast in Berlin.
It's nuts.
All right, we need a next K. Let's get a next K here with Kipchoge. Let's get the classic 37K split, which is
everyone goes by
5 to go.
Right? 37K.
Well, 5K to go. You can do the math in your head at that point.
That's true. 5K to go, 37K. Well, 37.1K is with 5K, right? Isn't it 42.1 or something?
Oh, 42.2. Yeah.
42.2.
Well, anyway, it's coming up any second now. It's coming up any second now. Here it is. Watch the kilometers tick away. Ilya Kip 256 for the kilometer for that split.
So what's the time that he's running though?
I didn't see it. I just saw the 256 coming up, and I got distracted by that number. I didn't look at the other number.
How am I supposed to do the math if I don't know what he ran?
I think it's going to be close for the world record.
You think it's getting a little too, the percentage? We were in the 85, then we're down to 68. Are we still over 50%?
Yeah, we're still over 50 for sure, and we're a long way from what I thought pre-race. But yeah, I'd say it's 60 maybe.
60% chance. That's the latest forecast. 60%.
I mean, people in the chat are pointing out he always has a good push in the last portion of the race, but I mean, he's never gone out that fast before either.
This is wild.
Yeah, this is incredible. I mean, either way, but I think it's gonna end up being pretty close. We shall see. Someone says sub 14 last 5K. Let's go. Predicted finish still under 201. Yeah, I mean, if you're still predicting under 201, and then he's got, it's 201.39 is the existing record. It just at 59, it's just got to feel rough in his legs. That's a tough way to do it. All right, so we'll get the projection.
Oh man, this is getting a little wild. This is wild, man.
Dude, this women's race. Let me see if we can get. I'm really curious to see 35K, because not only do you have an amazing race, but you have all those historic times.
Yeah, I mean,
it's gonna be
35K is coming up soon, right? For them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's let's see. Okay, so there's been. Let's see who's still in that group. Okay, so it's left with 2. Oh, 1 pacer. And so that's a Cepha up front. They're 33.83 kilometers. So that's a Cepha up front. Again, a Cepha's PB coming into this race. 234. I'm going to look up her half marathon. It's got to be fast. Got to be some
33
indication that this was
point.
coming, right? Got to be.
Yeah.
There's got to be another result here. 28 years old. She's got a Diamond League win. 30-52, 10K, 107-28 and a half. Wow, ran a 159-800 back in 2014.
Got some speed.
Yeah, so she ran a 67-28 this year and a 68-20. Yeah, her marathon was in Riyadh, 234. Ran some road 10Ks that were fast. Didn't run in 21 or 20. 2019, she ran a 68. Yeah, I don't know, U20, African U20 bronze medalists back in the day. But yeah, I mean, no, I don't think anybody saw this sort of pace coming. I mean, that is crazy.
Yeah, so
What we're gonna
she's
see. This
800
is
meters away from 35K split. And so we'll be able to get a good read on what she might be able to throw down in the final 7K. But we could see a 215. It's very possible.
all right. So Kipchoge at 38, about 38.5. Got to feel good about the world record at this point, right?
I don't know. To be honest, my brain is
I
a little
mean, like,
mush right now. It's a
is he
little
gonna start throwing some
scrambled.
three? I don't think he's gonna start throwing some 310s out there. I
He
think at this
might. I
point he's
don't.
in the
Yeah.
zone.
Is he?
He's not gonna
Maybe. Okay.
crack. He's not gonna. I think he got through. I think he got through the patch that I was the most concerned about, which was like 30, like 35K to now, or maybe like even a little bit before 35K to now. I think he's gonna be fine from here on in. You know, every marathon runner gets that little bit of boost over that last spot. He's not gonna break two. I think the question is it sub 201 or not? I don't know. We'll see.
I hope it's sub 201.
Do you
That
have
just
the
looks better than
38K pace?
201.
Did we get the
I
did we get
don't.
the 38K
No, I don't
pace or
have.
no? Okay.
I'm not. I didn't.
Okay.
I don't. I'm not up to date on
Well,
the 38K marker. But we'll have 39K.
good
39K is in
news.
200
Good
meters.
news. You'll get the 39K. They're probably going to stay with the duration of Kipchoge here because he only has 3K to go. Wait, 237 or 39K? Is that right?
No, you're looking at
Well, no,
what? No.
they showed it before it said 39K.
237? No, that can't be right. You didn't run that fast.
Yeah, I don't. They
Wait a
showed it.
39K here is 152. Let's see. I'm going to put 152 in. I think you ran 152 through 39K. Uh-oh, we're going to have some little...
They definitely showed it on the screen before it said 39K.
Yeah, well,
But
according to this, he's running
the
201.10 pace now. He might be... I think he's slowing down. I think he's getting closer and closer to his 201.39 because right now he's 201.10.
So your theory is that wasn't a 237?
Yeah, that wasn't a 237.
Okay.
He's sweating, man. He's still a close up. Look at this guy running by side him. Look at that. Got the camera in the left hand. Look at that. He's going for it. Keeping that lead. He's trying to get that TikTok.
Yeah. It's tough, man. Keeping up Kipchoge. It's tough.
Yeah, that was weird showing a 237K. It didn't look like he was running that unless it's going downhill and we can't tell.
Well, they're keeping it on the graphic because now they're saying he got 16 seconds faster on the projection because he was down to only a 28-second gap between his existing world record and what he was running, and then from the 39 it went to 44. So I mean, maybe I'm not gonna put it past him.
I mean, maybe, yeah. Maybe then he's still on. Yeah, it could be right because then that would make him at 2 flat 51. Would have been his pace through 39K. 2 flat 51. So we're going to get 40K. 40K is an official one. Like, that's like, there's a timing mat. We'll know there. And that's in 400 meters. So, and then we'll have just 2K to go. Man, this is exciting. I want to see at least a two flat break 201,
I mean,
right? The world record's
from
got to be
yeah,
sub 201. It's got to be sub 201. Just has to. It's
it
just
just
the way it
has it
works.
just has to. It's just not fair if it's not.
It's not fair. Yeah.
Um, so through 35K on the women's side. Sefa 215.34, Abichewu 215.57, Wanjiro
Wow.
216.33, Gola 216.50. I mean, that is just not
They are
something any
moving.
of us. Yeah, that is not something any of us predicted on the women's side. That is that's a huge story in and of itself. How fast they were. I mean, two. If Kazgai's record's like this huge outlier, obviously, but then past that, jeez, nobody running those times. All right, so we're at okay. That one says 311 for that kilometer. So if that's right, we went 237 to 311.
Yeah, so that doesn't make any sense. So right now he's 201.11 pace. So I think there was a mismatch there. Yeah, I don't think he did that much of a drop. So he has 201.11 pace with 2K to go. So he's still under his world record pace by 20 seconds. That seems like it's going to hold off if he can keep this form. The question is, can he kick it a
Yeah.
little more to
Ooh.
get under 201, which I'm sure is what
I think
that's what he's focused on. I'm sure he realizes like I'm so close to sub 201. I want it. Yeah, that's going to motivate him in his final 2K. And he can see it. He has a shot. He has the car in front of him that has the exact pace he's running, so he knows how close he is to two flat.
Yeah. Well, again, let's just take a moment to realize how incredible this is. That he's even bettering a world record that he set 4 years ago. He's 37 years old, and just marvel at what we're seeing here. This is an incredible run for him, putting the world record. Looks like farther out of reach. Again, he has no equals in this era. This is all about Kipchoge competing with future generations of the sport. And he managed to deliver again. You said it. The reason he's going to Berlin again, he's going to run fast. He's going to break his world record. And it looks like he's going to be able to do that. Got under 1,500 meters to go now, roughly. And we'll get the 41K split. We'll see if it settles. Love the cyclists, like the pace cyclists out there taking photos. Like they realize what a historic moment this is. This isn't just another marathoner running another marathon race. This is one that you're going to be telling the future generations about. And I said it in the preview when we were talking about it. It's just like I have no idea where we're at in terms of Kipchoge's career, right? Like he's doing this at 37. He's won 16 of 18 marathons. He's done the 2 unofficial marathons. Like, how long does this go for? We know that he's doing Paris in 2024. We've talked about, hey, is he going to do New York and Boston, thinking that, eventually he's going to slow down, but maybe he can wait to do those races now. Maybe he can wait another couple of years, because if this is the direction his career is going in, he's got a bunch of time. He's got so much. His peak has never peaked, really.
Yeah, I mean, how many years do people normally last at an elite level after they run a world record? Typically, a world record performance is like the middle of your career. Now, obviously, Kipchoge's not going to be out there running Boston Marathon at age 50, I don't think. But like, it is unique that he's so late in his career, but still, like you said, in the peak form. I mean, you're literally running a world record right now as we speak. He's 37 years old. We thought potentially Tokyo was the swan song, or whenever we're trying to create this swan song for him, and he keeps on being like, no, not yet. Still got Paris.
Yeah.
Still have 2 more majors. Still have clearly another PB in him. I know technically his PB is 159, but an official PB.
Yeah.
He's
right.
Just a few minutes away from pulling it off, because he's at 41.3K at 158.40. So I don't know what that converts to, but we're going to see soon.
You don't have your 41.38 calculator, Gordon?
No, I don't.
Don't have that one? Yeah. Well, at this point, you just watch. You just behold. Clock here 1:59:10. I mean, it is kind of funny. He talked about having the world record line, and we didn't even need it. You didn't even need it the whole time. For a while, you could have the 1:59:40 line, but you definitely didn't need the the world record line out there. Um, just in control the entire way. Now, the only doubt was how fast he would go, and we've never seen him really fall apart. He definitely slowed on the back half, but who wouldn't have going out that quickly? And yeah, you think about other athletes, like other world record holders, people who broke world records, and it's like, oh, are they going to go break it again? 4 years. Like, imagine that with like Bolt. It's like, or imagine that with,
Yeah.
anybody out there. It's just, yeah, it's hard to imagine. So 2 hours just passed on the clock, heading into the final stretch. See if he can get sub 201. That'll be the question. Can he put another?
Yeah.
This will go up there with his Monza run. A
How
sub
far
201.
he has? Can he get it? I mean, he's at 2:15 right now. 45 seconds.
Let's
Break 2:01.
go, Kipchoge. Oh man,
It's gonna be close. I don't
there's
know how far.
40. He's at 42 now. He's just got the point two. Oh, he's right there. Just never breaking stride. Oh man,
I don't
he's
think
gonna do it. He's got 10 seconds. Sub 201. He's just gonna be. I think he's just gonna be just outside of 201, but breaks the record. He doesn't have any equals in the sport. Doesn't have any equals in history. He did it, man. He went back to Berlin and got it done. There he is. Hits his chest. Crosses the line. We'll get the official time. Oh man, he's fired up, as he should be. What a run, Kipchoge, man. Makes it all
My God.
worthwhile.
Look at all the energy he has. He has so much energy. Look at that.
Yeah.
He's like all in a day's work.
Yeah.
Another world record. This is incredible.
Let's get that time.
2:01:10. I think it's the official time. 2:01:10.
2:01:10. So
Really
the
Kipchoge.
only times he's covered 26.2 miles faster is Vienna and Monza. That's it.
See him hugging. Look at the Kenyan fans cheering. Good looks there. People taking selfies with Kipchoge now, hugging his friends, hugging his coaches, agents. Look how much time he has to celebrate by himself. He's still just chilling at the finish line, no one around him. Doesn't have to worry about second place coming around. Has his own little.
Remember the over/under 90 seconds for the margin of victory?
Yeah,
We're going
way
over.
over
At 40K, his gap was 4 minutes and 12 seconds. Mark Career is in second, and then Bellehu dropped to third. Bellehu got a chance for a big PR though, right? 209 was his PR coming in.
Look, he has so much energy. He's now running down the home stretch with this
this
flag.
is the move.
He just
he's
runs
hitting
the
all
world
the-
record, and it's like, yeah, I can still go for another jog.
Yeah, he's hitting all the
It's incredible.
Kipchoge notes, right? The celebration, the smile, but also the like, hey, how does this guy have that much energy? That's insane.
It's incredible. Look at the clock. It says 2:03 in the marathon, and he's still just like chilling, having a good old time. Kipchoge's.
Interviews going on, and there's 2:00. Yeah, fastest time ever to a post-race interview. 2 hours in a marathon and 3 minutes.
This is
That's,
incredible.
I believe that's career. And then when we get back to the women's race, it's just going to be. I mean, Kipchoge is going to get the headlines with the world record, but we're potentially going to see for the women the second fastest marathon of all time and the deepest top 5 in history in a marathon. That's what's going on the women's side of things.
Man, this is incredible. Okay, apparently, according to this graphic here, it's 2:01:09. Guess did it go down?
Yeah.
Yeah, they lowered it
You
down.
cheated him out of a
to
second.
2:01:09. Sorry, 2:01:09, the official time. This
You needed to wait. Man, what a run. And to think how much he did that by himself. Like, when did the Rabbit step? It was like 25K, right? Around then. Like, it makes me think if you had another Ineos type attempt, he'd be right back where he was. Because he went from 25K on. I mean, imagine if he had people pacing him all the way through. So here's runner up. This should be Mark Career. He's going through the Brandenburg Gate right now. And he's going to run 206 maybe. So, and then
It's incredible. I mean, yeah, we clearly, the two men who went with Kipchoge going out in 59 minutes. There's a reason why most people don't do that. It's because when you do that, you can most likely DNF or fall apart. And
yep.
yeah, people look really good in the opening half of a marathon, and then look really bad in the second half when they're going out in 59-minute pace.
Yeah.
So the Cora coming through, probably run 206 something. What's official time is going to be?
Yeah. I'm curious, does this change what people want to see Kipchoge do next? Or is the priority still like New York and Boston, or do you want to see him do something else?
I mean, here's the question. Will he run faster than this in his career? Or do you think this is it? Do you think this is the final world record?
No, I thought the last one was the final one. I don't know.
Well, I'm asking the question again. We were wrong then. Are we right or wrong this time? Was this the actual final race?
Yeah, probably. Because Berlin is special. You're seeing on the men's side and the women's side just how fast you can go. And that one, I mean, he did knock a considerable amount of time off of it. 30 seconds. So I think this would be it. Ballyhoo just crossed the line. Got a nice PB. Don't forget Ballyhoo's PB.
Yeah, big PB, 3-minute PB. Good for him.
Yeah.
He's probably like, why did I do that? The whole 59-minute opening. He's going to have a hell of a negative split. I mean, hell of a positive split, right? Sub 1 hour and then 206.
Yeah.
1 hour and 106. 6-minute difference.
All right, women's side of things.
Yeah, they're coming up on
there.
40K here.
Let's see. Oh, no. Wait, that's saying Abayechu, but it says Asefa on her bib. Let me get a check on that. Okay, we'll get it at 40K. But yeah, so at 35K, just to reiterate, Asefa was on 2:15:34 pace. So if she accelerated off that, and that's why there's, well, I guess she was 19 seconds clear of Abayechu. So
Again,
like
as you mentioned,
the pacer
Sergio Kosgei, 2019 Chicago, 2:14:04. Paula Radcliffe, London, 2003, 2:15:25. Those are the only two women to ever break 2:16. We could potentially have a third today.
Yeah.
It's insane. Man, what's Kiro D'amato's pace right now? So D'amato's currently through 35K. She was in 10th place. She had been moving up. She's 2:21 pace.
Yeah.
She's 4:40 back of our leader. But through 35K, we had two women in sub 2:16, with one being in 2:15:30-ish area. But we're about to see 40K split coming up soon.
2:08:42. 2:08:42 for a second.
2:08:42.
Let's see.
It's 2:15:45 pace.
Yeah. So that puts her right between Radcliffe, and then Kazgai's time from Tokyo. Radcliffe's 2:15:25. So if she stays there, it's the number 3 performance in history for the women.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, the
Something to
course
say it's pretty
record's
good.
2:8. Course record's 2:18:11.
Which is kind of slow for, you think Berlin's fast, right? I guess it's kind of interesting that the women's times haven't really translated
Yeah.
as a fast course for
Well,
Berlin compared to the men.
they haven't had the in the past, like the top, because the top flight women, like Kazgai's gone to Chicago, right? Like
Yeah.
they haven't had that top group or that crazy field assembled. I think if they did, I think you'd see something like this. But again, this isn't even like Asefa's announcing herself now, but before this, like she was not somebody anybody was mentioning. I mean, again, her PB was 2:34, and she'd run a solid half marathon, but there was other people who had much better half marathon times. So this is a stunner. This is a complete shock. And yeah, now she's definitely, I mean, what did I say she was 2028 or so. So we'll see. We're at 40.5.
40.5K. 40.5K,
Yeah.
which everyone knows is a natural split to have. 210 on the clock still.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's arms flailing a
Looks like,
bit, but still looks
yeah,
like she's
she's
doing
slowing it.
fine. I don't know. She's slowing up a
I
bit.
think I saw that. Did the projection say 216? I'm not sure. I thought it said 216 on the car, and that could be what she's going currently, not what she's going overall.
An Adidas athlete too.
That's
Seem-
good point, Gordon. Way to go.
ah, this is the type of analysis you're going to get at 4:26 in the morning on 2 hours
Good
sleep. I'm
good
sorry.
work. Good work.
I don't
Good
know.
work,
Like
Gordon.
everyone's talking about shoe wars and all that stuff and whatever. Good to see
Yeah,
it's not all just Nike. I don't know.
it's good
It means
to
something.
good to hear you update us on the shoe wars that we haven't talked about in 2 years. Well done.
It's kind of nice that we don't talk about that anymore. For the record,
All right.
no one is like talking about
As
it.
Kipchoge's performance was brilliant, but you predicted it, right? A lot of people thought world record. This is just something nobody forecasted. Taijessa Sefa running the number 3 time in history. Um, this would also be, we should mention, uh, an Ethiopian record for her because number 1 and 2 on that, Kenya and Great Britain. Yeah, I'm just in shock.
She's at, with 1.2K to go. She's 2:15:53 pace. So she's about like a 7-second cushion to break 2:16 if she can maintain her
Mm, okay.
her Ks that she's been running.
Yeah. Again, the next time on the list, but it's Kazgai again with 2:16:02, and then nobody else has run under 2:17. Right? There's a
Yeah,
huge
Mary
gap. Like
Katani,
this, yeah.
2:17:01 from 2017. Yeah.
Well, and you could have, like, if this holds, you could have. Well, I guess. Oh man, the other women have slowed down a lot. Okay, it caught up to the other women. I mean, they're still running really fast, but when Girou's in second and her projected time is 2:17:19, and then Ebiche is 2:17:23. I was gonna say maybe you're gonna have multiple people in 2:16s like fill in that spot, but it looks like it's just gonna be a Cefa. Which, when they were going fast early on, you're like, all right, someone's gonna be able to hold the pace. But I thought someone's gonna be able to hold 2:18, not someone's gonna run a 2:15. This is such a stunner.
So what was her PB going into this?
2:34. Yeah, man.
2:34.
Again, yeah, she didn't get brought up, and she didn't get brought up because that was her PB. I don't think there's any indication that she was gonna run. I mean, her halftime, what was it? What did I say? 68? I mean, let me look that. Like she's running
2:34.
What was her half? What was her half? Can you look up what her split today was at half?
Yeah. So her splits were. Trying to bring her up.
Here, I got it. Yeah. 108. She was at the 108.13 at half today. Like her PB is 107.28. Right? Like so her PB is like right at 215 pace, right? And then now she's gonna run a 215 marathon,
That
215
twice,
high
back to back.
marathon. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
a little slower, 215 high, but when you talk about, hey, did you think you could run a 215? No, I didn't think she could run 215 because no pace calculator would have spit out that time. That's how surprising this is. All right, so she's at 42K right now, about 215.10 on the clock.
She's moving. She's recognizing it. Passing one of the male athletes.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's gonna go. She's gonna break.
This is
She's gonna break
incredible.
216. Tigest Asefa, welcome to the top 3 all-time list. Welcome to being named as one of the best women's marathoners in the world. Just a stunning
This is
run there
incredible.
from her. We'll wait to get the official time. It was under 215.40.
Wow.
It was fast early on, and she emerged, Gordon.
So 234 was her PB, and then she runs 215. That's incredible.
Let's stick with that training plan, whatever it was.
Yeah. Clearly it's working. Obviously, it's helpful to be in this style of race where she was kind of in a crowd, so she didn't have to really think too much early on. And
Yeah.
it's also just wild. We go into this. The top seed was 219, Kiro D'amato. She was a 234. And then the race very quickly became, we're running like 217 pace. And then we were running 216 pace. And then there was 3 women at 215 pace. And then she was the only one that would be able to survive that, as we'll see what the second and third place finishers do. But it was a race that no one saw coming based off of what we looked on paper. Like this is a great example of when the paper does not match the result. Because on paper, we were not supposed to see a 215. On paper, we were supposed to see maybe a 218, 219. But sometimes, hey, it doesn't go as planned. And this is an example where you always have that opportunity to have a big breakout race. And clearly she did that here running 215. It's incredible. So 215.37 is her official time.
Tigest Asefa, number 3, man, in history. What a run, man. Just incredible morning performances, people taking full advantage.
Yeah. We'll see what second and third place do here. They're now coming down the finish line. Will they break 218? They're going to be somewhere in that range potentially. They're moving. There's 2 women there together. They were running 215 pace for majority of the race. They kind of just fell apart in the final 5K or so, and they may break 218. It's going to be close, right around the 218. We're both very happy. Great performance for those 2 women. Very impressive.
Yeah, they were all part of creating this historic race. I mean, Ebicheyu 218.03, which again, that's after today the 18th fastest time in history, and yeah, you knew someone was going to emerge, but on the flip side of things, it's like some of them are going to fall off the pace. But it's still, again, none of these women had run under 220. Wanjiru, that's her debut, her marathon debut. Or was it Abicheu or Wanjiru? Oh, it was Wanjiru. Excuse me, Wanjiru, and then Abicheu. Wanjiru, that's a PB, or that's her first marathon, and Abicheu, that's a huge personal best as well too.
We're about 3 minutes away from seeing where Kiro D'amato is going to finish as well. You see our winner, 2:15:37, making the course record at Berlin a little more reputable compared to the men's course record. Men's is a world record, and the women's is now number 3 all time. It's good
Yeah.
for both genders to now have a legit course record there. Through 40K, Kiro D'amato was projected to run 2:21:50. She was in 8th place, running with 7th place. So we'll see if she closes well, maybe finishes in the top 5. I think she's for sure going to finish in the top 10. But we'll see where she finishes. If we'll see if there's a camera on it too. We'll have to wait. Hopefully the broadcasters will be able to catch it for us. So just wait patiently for Kiro D'amato to make it across the finish line.
Mm-hmm.
Any thoughts, Kevin? 4:35 in the morning. How are you feeling?
Still processing. I mean, it's still processing. I'm trying to think about which one is the more stunning result, and I almost think it's a Cepha.
Yeah.
Because Kipchoge, we're just used to having our minds blown by Eliud Kipchoge, but a Cepha going out there, dropping all that time off her PB, running a time that we didn't think was possible, winning a race that was turned out to be so deep, with a bunch of 220s in that race. Yeah, I think a Cepha was actually the more surprising result of the two, and as the race as a whole. I mean, you had 4 women under 219 for the women, personal bests all around. I think that's the pick, right?
Yeah. Surprises all around. We didn't think we'd get 159 type pace early on. We'll always know where we were for those 20 minutes when we thought we were going to see a 159. I know where I was. I was upstairs in my room and you were downstairs. And then we had the reality of like, wait a minute, these women are going much faster than we expected. Kipchoge getting the world record, making 2:01 look like child's play. And now we have a new name to like factor into like marathon majors. I mean, we could have seen the potential Olympic champion just now win this women's race.
Yeah, I mean, this could be the beginning for her. I just, again, this wasn't a name. You go back and you look like, man, is there something I missed? Like, was I just paying too much attention to this person or that person? But then you look at the resume, you're like, wow, there really, when someone's run 2:34, and the half marathon time was good. Don't get me wrong, that's a solid half marathon time. But then when they've already run a marathon, you kind of orient it around that performance, and there's nothing else to go off of, and that's where you end with. Kipchoge has given his on-camera interview right now. Do you have any
Kiro
final
D'amato
thoughts on Kip?
has
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Kira has finished. Kira has run 2:21:48.
So not the performance he was looking for, both in terms of time and in terms of place.
She finished sixth.
This
sixth overall.
Yeah. I mean, this looked like a winnable race on paper, right? And that's why we were saying she can win this race. She can become one of the few women to win world marathon majors. But winning world marathon majors is hard. You saw why. Just because the field on paper doesn't look that great. You have someone go and run the number 3 time in history. I mean, it's just, even if she had a great day, Cepha was going to be better. I mean, she could have had a great day and finished 4th in this race. So still one of the best marathoners in the United States. This field was just surprisingly good today.
Kevin, this has been a great podcast. I didn't know how we'd get through it. You came over at 9 p.m. We watched some college football. Went to bed at 11 p.m. I went to bed at like 11:30. Woke up 1:40 in the morning. And it was great to watch history with you, man.
Yeah, we got two awesome races. I mean, you got a world record, Kipchoge outdoing himself. Anytime somebody that good outdoes themselves, it's you want to watch it, you want to see it. And for the women, yeah, a new name entering the equation. Um,
And to the chat, thank you for joining us. You guys are the reason we do this. Kev, you know there was a point when there was like 5,000 people watching us at once near the end of the men's
yeah,
race.
I think I know why they were watching us at that point. I'm speaking to the loyal chat people, the people who were there. If you were there from the beginning, put your name
Yes.
down there. We appreciate you. Um, yeah, thank you for joining us and all the comments, the memories. We'll always have whatever day it is today, the 25th.
We'll have that 20 minutes. We'll have that 20 minutes where we thought we were going to see a world record, a 159.
Yeah. Shout out to the person who said like all of your podcasts. I listened, or why did they say they said all your podcasts are boring? I was like, well, why are you listening to them if they're all boring? That's a
Yeah,
weird
all of
life
them.
choice.
That's a yeah.
Yeah, not. I don't know if they said
Just hang up,
all, but it
man.
was basic. I'm just like it's really easy not to listen. Producer Colt, are you awake?
I'm here. I'm still awake. I made it.
Nah.
Colt's awake.
What were you doing during the podcast?
I was producing, man. I was switching back and forth. Do you not see it?
Really, the whole time? You're dialed in the
Yeah.
whole time?
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
watching.
Okay.
We're getting some
Yeah.
footage up in there. We're having a good time.
Yeah.
You weren't
Well,
seeing
there
what
was
Colt was
times
doing?
when there were times when I was like on another screen for a while and I wasn't really
Oh,
paying
okay.
attention. So
Nah, I'm
Colt was
locked in.
showing the feed a couple moments here and there, showing when splits came up. Colt did a great job. Colt had like a Kipchoge-esque type producing.
Don't put that on me. But thank you.
Kipchoge producing. Wow. All right, thanks. People are saying nice things in the chat, and thank you. We really do appreciate it. If you want to relive the race, like we'll have the archive and everything up. There'll be highlights everywhere. Right, Gordon?
Yep. We're going to start doing that
I
now.
summed it up.
When the podcast ends, we
Yeah.
got to start putting up all the content.
Yeah.
We don't get to go to bed.
I told my family I'd be back by breakfast, so we have like I don't know 3 hours. So Gordon and I are going to work. But thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks to Colt for producing. Someone wants a Gordon Dunk update before we go.
Well,
Quickly.
I'm gonna do an attempt next week with a tennis ball.
Okay.
I'll film it.
There it is. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Appreciate it. Jonathan says he wins for longest viewer. I'm gonna give you that one, Jonathan. I didn't. I can maybe I can go back
Jonathan.
if there's a way to verify it. But thank you to everybody who joined us, and thank you to everybody who savored those 20 minutes because it was an important part in all of our lives, and we'll always have those 20 minutes. We'll be back on Tuesday with our regularly scheduled pod. We're doing 12:30
Wednesday.
p.m.
It's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Sorry, I'm losing it. We do 12:30 now, p.m. Central Time. If you've never listened to the pod, that's what we do them live on YouTube. Also archive. Usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're not doing Monday this week, but Wednesday, Friday, we'll be back. We'll talk to you guys then. Good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Thanks for joining us.